I brought the first matchup. I didn't know if we would talk about it. That must have been a shock. That was at Lowell too, right?
Okay, we're rolling now. I'm going to start us off with a spot. See if we're streaming. Make sure we're streaming.
State Farm Insurance asked, what if your roommate, we'll call him Einstein, decides to microwave a metal mixing bowl full of cookie dough and sets your apartment on fire? State Farm has an agent for that. See your State Farm agent for auto, renters, frankly, all kinds of insurance. Call them today. In Portage, see Andrea Harbin at 6504 U.S. Highway 6. Phone Andrea at 762-5114. In Valparaiso, Sherry Warnke at 201 Northland Drive. Call Sherry at 465-0848. In Valparaiso, Dave Ross, 450 Lincoln Way, Suite 210. Call Dave at 464-3581. And in Dyer, Connie Bernardi, 1072 Joliet, U.S. 30. Call Connie at 322-9959. Get to a better state with State Farm.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm Insurance reports that 1 in 3 drivers is cruising around in a state of skepticism about just how much value their car insurance company is delivering. If you're one of them, State Farm can help you get to a better state because they'll talk with you, listen to you, and help you put together a policy that has you written all over it. From cost to coverage, all backed by 24/7 customer support. In Griffith, Tom Jerome at 821 West 45th Street. Call Tom at 924-1199. In Griffith, Ken Weldon, 124 North Griffith Boulevard. Call Ken at 922-6200. And in Valparaiso, Rob Rudegas, 835 Lincoln Way. Call Rob at 476-7444. Get to a better state with State Farm.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Live from the John A. Barato Center on the campus of East Chicago Central High School, RRSN.com, in conjunction with the Regional Radio Sports Network, LLC, presents the 2016 Class 4A Sectional Championship game, where this evening the East Chicago Central Cardinals host the Lowell Red Devils. Good evening, everybody. Mike Knezovich along with Frank Kilpakowski, Ryan Knezovich, capturing all the sights and sounds behind the lens tonight as we get set for this matchup between the Red Devils and the Cardinals. The Lowell Red Devils, the 16th rated team in Class 4A in the state of Indiana, coming in with a record of 20-5. The East Chicago Central Cardinals checking in with a mark of 17-5. We want to thank all of our season sponsors for our award-winning coverage and positive promotion and coverage of student athletes, and they include State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. By ArcelorMittal, guiding the evolution of steel, creating opportunities in the industry to redefine excellence and transform tomorrow. By Scapel Buick GMC, located at 3209 West Lincoln Highway on Route 30 in Maryville. By Centair Bank, independently owned and operated, serving 44 locations in Lake Porter, LaPorte, and Marshall counties. By the United States Marine Corps, the few, the proud, the Marines. If you think you have what it takes, call 1-800-MARINES or log on to marines.com. By Albert's Diamond Jewelers of Cherville, Indiana, in business for over 100 years and simply has the largest selection of brilliant diamonds in the Midwest. By Teachers Credit Union, TCU provides many products and services that can help keep your finances on track. Visit them online at tcunet.com. by Levin Tire. With 7 convenient Northwest Indiana locations, Levin Tire, earning your trust one day at a time since 1918. By Schwartz Retson & Company, PC and accounting firm, located on East 86th Avenue in Maryville. Horizon Bank. Did you know that Horizon Bank is a top 200 community bank, is rated by U.S. Banker? Horizon Bank, exceptional service and sensible advice. By Christensen Chevrolet on 45th and Indianapolis Boulevard in Highland. Tech Federal Credit Union for a great rate and convenient terms on a vehicle, home, personal, and business loan. It's Tech Federal Credit Union. We also want to thank our corporate partner of East Chicago Central Cardinals basketball, and that's the Foundations of East Chicago, making a difference in people's lives by believing in trust, accountability, honesty, integrity, and responsible stewardship at foundations-e-c.org. Tonight's game also being brought to you in part by Fife Funeral Home on Indianapolis Boulevard in East Chicago. Family owned and operated since 1898. Attorney Lonnie Randolph on Columbus Drive in East Chicago. Calumet College of St. Joseph's, your university of choice for degrees in forensic science, restoration ecology, exercise and sports sciences, and pre-professional life science. And they're on the web at www.ccsj.edu. And by Automasters, an ASC-certified repair shop on Calumet Avenue in Hammond. Automasters, we're right in your neighborhood. Bring in my broadcast partner, Frank Kilpakowski. And Frank, great to work with you again here on RRSN.com. And certainly this is the time of the tournament right now where the cream has rose to the top in all of our sectionals, our 64 sectionals across the state of Indiana. And now it gets down to the nitty-gritty here as to who is going to end up raising the hardware at the end of these 32 minutes.
Well, as we said before the game, we're probably past big speech time in this one. The top 2 teams are here. There were really no surprises in this sectional, and it's going to be a barn burner. It's going to be a rematch of the game played on February 11th, which Lowell won handily. They got off to a great start, scored 50 points in the first half, en route to a comfortable 21-point victory. And that's East Chicago's only loss in their last 11 games. They've gone 10-1 since the loss to Rock Island, Illinois back on January 9th. Meanwhile, Lowell, no slouch either. They've won 9 of 11. Their only losses have come to Maryville and Crown Point. So they're both playing good ball coming in. Obviously, Lowell, a lot tougher ball game last night. It came down to the wire, but John Corey was hotter than anything last night. He hits the game-winning 3 with just seconds remaining to finally dispatch of the Morton Governors here last night. Meanwhile, East Chicago's had a relatively easy time here at their own gym, and with wins over Munster and Westside. So it's going to be a great ball game tonight. 2 winning teams, 2 teams probably a lot different styles. You're going to see a lot of three-point shots with Lowell. You're going to see a lot of athleticism and just excellent basketball on both sides tonight.
Very interesting matchups all across Northwest Indiana, Frank. You talked about the rematch here, another rematch in Sectional 2, and also kind of a little bit of a surprise in Sectional 49 right now at halftime.
Yeah, we've got the winner of this game will play the winner of Crown Point and Valparaiso next week at the regional. Those 2 teams playing at Bulldog Gym tonight. And as you mentioned, the big surprise in 1A, Morgan Township on top of favored Gary 21st Century 27-24. That's at Morgan Township, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is.
So the Cherokees off to a great start in that one as they got an early start to sectional championship Saturday, and they're 16 minutes away from hoisting the trophy. And that's the beauty of this tournament. One and done. If you have one bad night, you're putting the basketball shoes away. And a lot of times you'll see a team make a long tournament run that maybe wasn't supposed to. Last year we saw Crown Point. They kind of came out of nowhere toward the end of the regular season, made it all the way to the regional finals. So who knows who's that team going to be this year? Maybe Morgan Township, maybe somebody else.
Coach Bush, of course, took them to the regional back a few years ago with that program when his son played, Matt Bush. With the Cherokees from Morgan Township. Gary 21st Century, the 6th team in Class 1A going in to tonight's action. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at tonight's slate, not only here in Northwest Indiana, but across the state. A little bit later on in our pregame show, we'll sit down with Rob Delgado, the head coach of the Lowell Red Devils, and Pete Turkovich will stop by as well, as we will have pregame coverage here. We're live from the John A. Barato Center as the Lowell Red Devils are taking the court as R.D. UP is going to try to come up with a victory here tonight and pick up a sectional championship on RRSN.com and the Regional Radio Sports Network, your ticket to the best seat in the house since 1992.
State Farm Insurance reports that 1 in 3 drivers is cruising around in a state of skepticism about just how much value their car insurance company is delivering. If you're one of them, State Farm can help you get to a better state because they'll talk with you, listen to you, and help you put together a policy that has you written all over it. From cost to coverage, all backed by 24/7 customer support. In Griffith, Tom Jerome at 821 West 45th Street. Call Tom at 924-1199. In Griffith, Ken Weldon, 124 North Griffith Boulevard. Call Ken at 922-6200. And in Valparaiso, Rob Rudegas, 835 Lincoln Way. Call Rob at 476-7444. Get to a better state with State Farm.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Looking to start a new career at a cutting-edge, exciting, and globally competitive company? Enroll in Steelworker for the Future, a 2.5-year associate degree program offered at select community colleges, and you'll be prepared for a high-paying career at ArcelorMittal, the world's leading steel company. Graduates may be hired as maintenance technicians, earning an average of $90,000 per year, plus benefits. Your future with the leader in steel starts now. Visit steelworkerforthefuture.com today.
Score big with the low-rate TCU Visa Platinum credit card that can help you take charge of those long-awaited projects or cover unexpected emergency needs. It not only comes with a low rate, but offers everything you need, including no annual fees, no balance transfer fees, easy cash advances at ATMs, and much more. Don't miss out on a good play. Take charge of those projects and score big with the low-rate TCU Visa Platinum credit card. Learn more and apply today at tcunet.com/credit cards.
Mike Knezovich, Frank Kilpakowski, Ryan Knezovich back with you here at the John A. Barato Center. Keep in mind that our coverage of student athletes all across the state of Indiana will continue next Saturday with our regional championship action. We will be looking at potentially covering 3 different regional sites over at Michigan City in 4A, over in 2A at North Judson High School, and at 1A over at Triton, possibly following the Morgan Township Cherokees if they can somehow hold on against the 21st Century Cougars. Let's take a look at some of the action in the region here, as well as in the different sectionals that are feeding in to the regionals here in the region. Of course, here it's Lowell taking on East Chicago Central. The winner of this game takes on the winner of Crown Point in game number 2 next Saturday. Valparaiso 20-6 taking on Crown Point 17-8. The other half of the bracket, Frank, very interesting. South Bend Riley, the defending regional champion, taking on the Plymouth Pilgrims, 21-5 for the Wildcats, 16-2 for the Pilgrims. And then you got a very solid Warsaw Tiger team coming in, number 5 in the state at 22-1, taking on the Elkhart Central Blue Blazers, playing in a sense on their home floor over at Northside Gym.
Should be some great action in all 4 of those games. I think you pretty much have the favorites across the board there. So there's some solid basketball. Having to win at Plymouth and having to win at Elkhart, not going to be easy for those teams like Riley and Warsaw, but they've had great seasons coming in.
Meanwhile, in 3A, the Hammond High Wildcats will be taking on the Griffith Panthers. Hammond High at 13-10, taking on Griffith, who's had a tremendous year at 22-3, rated 3 in the state. Meanwhile, a very tall order for the Andrean 59ers, Frank, as they take on the Twin Lakes Ball Club over at Rensselaer. Twin Lakes coming in at 19-6.
Yeah, it hasn't been the best of times for Andrean, and as you say, tall order tonight. Wouldn't put it past them, though. Wouldn't that shock me if Andrean gave them a ball game tonight?
Coaching change, of course, over there at Andrean in midseason. Mishawaka Marion, certainly the favorite over at the other half of the bracket. They're 20-4, taking on the Culver Academy Eagles at 16-7. And over at Benton Central, the Northview Ball Club at 9, or Northwestern at 9 and 12, taking on Maquanaquah at 12 and 11.
Marion with a monster win last night. Great ball game against St. Joe's. They won it in overtime. They're going to be tough, possible opponent for Griffith down the road in the 3A tournament.
Yeah, I think that's really going to happen there. I think you're going to have a great matchup between the Knights and the Panthers. Meanwhile, at 2A, Frank, we got a possibility of a holy war down in North Judson with a potential Marquette and Bishop Knoll matchup over there, but can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, it's looking off good. Knoll with probably the top game in 2A last night with their win over Bowman Academy. Just a huge win for them. They got River Forest, who has been playing well, coming in at 14 and 10 tonight. But I just think the Warriors they've got too much going, and they're on a roll, and it's going to be tough for the Ingots to pull off the upset tonight. Marquette's taking on Knox. Knox is at home, which is one good thing, but Marquette's kind of been there, done that.
Right.
They're a very experienced ball club at this point now. Wouldn't be surprised if those two are meeting next week.
And then in 1A, we talked about Morgan Township leading Gary 21st Century at half in that ball game. They would be taking on Triton. If Triton comes up with the win there, they're certainly the prohibitive favorite. They're taking on the Oregon Davis Bobcats tonight. And meanwhile, Tri-County's winner taking on Fort Wayne Blackhawk Christian. Fort Wayne Blackhawk, the prohibitive favorite in that sectional.
Yeah, you got a pretty good ball game in Tri-County. I believe you got South Newton taking on Pioneer. Both those teams. South Newton's 22-2, and Pioneer's had a great season as well. It's probably the best game in the northern part there of 1A.
You had a chance prior to the ball game to sit down with Joe Delgado, the head coach of the Lowell Red Devils, and I tell you what, he's certainly a candidate for Coach of the Year here in Northwest Indiana, and had a chance to sit down with the skipper of RDP and talk about the cardiac kids from last night.
Continues this Sectional 1 sectional championship ball game here at the Barato Center. Joe Delgado, the head coach of the Lowell Red Devils, is going to join us. And Coach, congratulations on a great comfort behind win against the Hammond Morton Governors last night. Devils down by 17 in the first half. They cut the lead down to 12 at halftime. What was the chat like at halftime? Certainly the kids came out with a renewed purpose and took it to Morton in that second half.
Our kids are fighters. They fight the whole time, beginning to end. We told them just to keep playing their game, keep shooting the ball. But, we talked a lot before the game about being comfortable when you're uncomfortable. And that's what we talked about before the game started, and I think that's what kind of helped us there in the second half. We were uncomfortable being down that much. We haven't been down that much all year. And, they were comfortable with it, and they knew they could fight their way back.
Take us through that last play. Obviously, they get the basket to tie it up, and then you guys just kind of dribbled down. It looked like you were trying to get something set up, but John must have had that feeling because he certainly tickled the twine from about 23.
Sure. We were going to try to set up a play there at the end, but John had the ball, and we have a lot of confidence in John. He's been in those situations before, and he has confidence in himself, and he had a good look at the basket and made a big shot.
And Coach, a little bit more deeper in the rotation during the playoffs than what you saw in the Crown Point game. You got some contributions from Lindsey Austin off the bench. Brett Skorka came off, so touch base on that rotation for you and the contribution they're getting for you now in the postseason.
Early on we were playing 9, 10 guys, even going as deep as 12 at some point. And we knew that was going to be important in the sectionals. You have to be able to trust your guys that come off the bench, and we do. And they play just as hard as the guys that start, so that's really nice for us to have.
We're listening with Joe Delgado, the head coach of the Lowell Red Devils, here in the pregame show on RRSN.com and Regional Radio Sports. And very impressed with the foreplay of Nick Mantis, Coach. Your 6'3" junior just seems to be in the right place at the right time at different stages of the ball game. How has he been able to develop that sense for knowing where to be on the floor at particular times?
Nick just has natural instincts. He just has things you can't teach. And, he's been doing so well this year for us. He played a lot last year as a sophomore, so he got a lot of experience. And now he has confidence in himself, and then we definitely have confidence in him to be a leader on the floor for us. But he's just a tremendous basketball player. and he just keeps getting better and better every game. So.
Give you a wrap-up, Coach. Let's take a look at keys of the game as we break it down here in the sectional championship game. Rematch of a ball game over at the pit earlier in the season when you handled them pretty well. What did you learn from their personnel, and what can you take into this ball game as a confidence factor to possibly get to the regional?
They're a tough team. You've obviously got some really good athletes on that team, and they crash the boards really hard, which is something that we definitely have to keep in mind, boxing out there. But, it was nice to get that win over them earlier so our kids have some confidence and know that they can play with them. Right here, it's just going to be a great atmosphere and a great game.
Well, thank you very much for the time, Coach, and best of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Joe Delgado, the head coach of the Lowell Red Devils, joining us here on the pregame show on RRSN.com and Regional Radio Sports. Today's broadcast of Cardinals basketball is brought to you by the Foundations of East Chicago. Whether on the court or in the community, the Foundations of East Chicago is committed to improving the quality of life for all East Chicago residents. We demonstrate the commitment through our scholarship programs, through financial support of local institutions like food pantries and churches, and by providing leadership and advice to help make our community the best that it can be. For more information, please visit our website, www.foundations-e-c.org. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Foundations-E-C. And Frank, let's take a look at some of the numbers of the Lowell Red Devils. Certainly a ball club that is not shy to put it up.
No, they're not, Mike. As you mentioned before the game, 174 three-pointers the Red Devils have hit. That's about 7 a ball game, 8, maybe close to 8 per ball game on the season. They're led in scoring by Nick Mantis, who comes in averaging 18.8 points per game, 6'3" junior. It's also 7 rebounds, almost 3.5 assists, and just over 2 steals a game as well. John Corey, 14.6 points per game after that 35-point performance last night. He leads the team with just over 4 assists per game and also just over 3 steals a game, also tops on the team. Brandon Corey, 14 points per ball game, adds 2.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists per ball game. Then you got the Monix boys, Hayden Monix, 2.7 points per game, Grant Monix, 3.7 a game, and then off the bench, guys like Noah Durr, just over 5 points a game, and Brett Skirka, 4.4 and almost just over 3.5 rebounds per ball game. So they've got the 3 main guns at the top, but they've got some nice guys who can fill in as well. Joe
Delgado, a veteran of the wars here in Northwest Indiana, of course, coached over at Clark High School prior to coming to Lowell High School. With the Red Devils, he's now 31-18 in his second season with RDP, and now he's over the 500 mark overall at 126-124. As Frank mentioned, going down the stretch here, just a couple of losses, one at the Panther Den over at Griffith by 4. They vanquished Lake Central in overtime and then went to Engelhard Gymnasium and lost to the Maryville Pirates by only 5. So this Red Devil team right now with those particular losses, Frank, 3 of those are coming to Duneland Athletic Conference teams.
Yeah, they play a solid schedule. I believe they were, if I'm not mistaken, they did share a portion of the Northwest Crossroads Conference with the Griffith Panthers this season. So a solid year, a couple of early losses, but really since the calendar turned to 2016, you'd be hard pressed to find a team in the region. Not many teams in the region playing better than them.
Tech Federal Credit Union can help you get the cash you need for home improvements, education costs, travel, or any other purpose. Unlock your home's equity with a home equity loan featuring a 3.99 annual percentage rate, 7-year repayment term, and no closing costs. Best of all, with a fixed rate, your monthly payment won't change during your loan term. To learn more, visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call them at 800-276-TECH. That's 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union is an equal opportunity lender and is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration. Rates may change without notice, Frank.
And visit Christian Chevrolet during their giant model year-end sales event. Get $1,000 to $5,000 cash back on select Chevy models, including the 2015 Spark, Sonic, Cruise, and City Express. Ask about their 0% APR financing for 72 months and no payments for 90 days on selected models. Christensen's also offers a $500 discount for active and retired military personnel and has a large commercial truck department. along with an accredited body shop. Proudly serving you since 1951, Christian Chevrolet is located at 9700 Indianapolis Boulevard in Highland. The phone number is 888-999-9141 and the website christianchevy.com.
Head coach of the Chicago Central Cardinals is going to join us here on the pregame. Pete Turkovich, head coach of the Chicago Central Cardinals, is going to join us here on the pregame show on RRSN.com and Regional Radio Sports. And, Coach, congratulations on the win last night against the Gary Westside Cougars, a ball club that you struggled with a little bit during the early part of the year. A young team that certainly had a lot of fight in them, but East Chicago certainly came out with a great effort.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot. Yeah, I thought Westside, with their youth and their athleticism and their skill level, that they're going to be a team to reckon with in the near future.
The combination of Jermaine Cousinard and Damian Jefferson certainly got the crowd going with a couple of those alley-oops. How key is that for the team to kind of spark them offensively?
Well, yeah, it's obviously it's a good thing anytime they go down, but as you can tell, a couple of them did not by Damian, by a few others, and as you could tell, that was the last play they had of the game.
And, Coach, you talked about the play of Louis Williams coming off the bench for you, and he certainly showed some great quickness for you down the stretch.
Absolutely. We had a little lead, and I wanted to see him under some heavier pressure to see how he would respond, and he responded well, both offensively and defensively.
Jamar Adams got some good playing time again, some good minutes for you there. Talk about his role, what you're looking for him in different times of the ball game.
You're exactly right. Use the right word. He's understanding his role, and he's going out there and he's performing. He's not making any mistakes. He's a tough kid. He's in there. He's battling. He's not our best athlete, but I'll tell you what, he gets some rebounds and he gets some putbacks and he knocked out a big jumper. And when he does, what he can do, he can be very valuable for us.
Okay, let's take a look at keys here, Coach. Obviously, this is a rematch of a game earlier in the season. You guys didn't shoot the ball very well from the free throw line in that particular game, which could have made it a lot closer. But let's talk a little bit about what you learned from that first meeting. What can you take from that and get over the hump here and win a sectional championship?
Well, we know they're for real. We know they're a really good team. I think some of our guys looked at and felt like maybe that because their schedule wasn't the strongest, that maybe they weren't as good as they are. Obviously, we're not going to take this team too lightly. In fact, we consider ourselves the underdog tonight.
Thanks very much for the time, Coach. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Pete Turkovich, the head coach of the Chicago Central Cardinals, of course, took this Cardinal program to the promised land back in 2007. Trying to get the first sectional championship in school history since 2008. It's been certainly a long drought here for the Cardinals, and attorney Lonnie Randolph supports his community by sponsoring a portion of East Chicago Central Cardinals basketball on Regional Radio Sports and RRSN.com. Attorney Randolph specializes in trial, criminal, civil, personal injury, and property issues. His law office is located at 1919 East Columbus Drive in East Chicago. For more information and to schedule an appointment, give Lonnie a call today at 219-397-5531. Frank?
Looking over the stats, Mike, East Chicago comes in 88 three-pointers on the year, but they're led by their superstar, Damian Jefferson, on his way to New Mexico after he finishes his senior season. 26 points per ball game coming in. That's got to be one of the tops in the state. 8 rebounds per game, 3 assists as well. He's knocked down 29 threes, but he's just got a great all-around game. And as he goes, the Cards are going to go tonight, no question about it. Jermaine Cousinard comes in not too shabby, 16.9 points per game, 6 rebounds, a couple assists per game, leads the team with an average of a couple of steals all game, right behind Jefferson with 22 threes on the season. Elian Stubbs, 7.1 points per ball game, a couple of rebounds, couple of assists per ball game, shooting just over 50% from the field as well. Charlie Cleveland, 6 points, 5 rebounds per game, also over 50% at 56% per ball game. Devontae Jones, 2 points per ball game, but he does have 6 rebounds per game, so he'll be called upon to clean up on the glass tonight. Edwin Wilson, he'll be coming off the bench tonight with 3.4 points per ball game. Cardinals, as usual, a very athletic team, and they're going to want to get up and down the court tonight and put some points on the board.
Schedule certainly has been very challenging. A statewide schedule that East Chicago usually plays as they go down to a couple tournaments down in Marion County, play some teams from Ohio as well as Kentucky, and of course vanquishing the Munster Mustangs are nemesis here over the many years when Coach Mike Hackett has had such a great run here, and it was great to see the Hackett, one of the Hackett boys here, the young man that's moved on to college right now, and Luke Hackett, of course, was ill and couldn't play in the game. He's going to be heading to Xavier University on the southwest side of Chicago, Frank, but it certainly has developed into a great rivalry here between East Chicago and Munster.
It's a great sectional. You talk about them and Lowell now coming up. Munster's in this sectional. Typically, West Side's got some talent. They had a really down year this year, but this is still sounds. And we saw last night Munster, the Morton Governors, have a really solid team as well. This is one of the tougher sectionals in 4A.
Thanks again to all the men and women fighting for our freedom each and every day here in the United States as well as overseas. And right now we're going to get set to send it over to Dave Lane, the longtime public address announcer here at East Chicago Central Cardinal, with tonight's starting lineups. Unfortunately, Dave Lang doesn't have the microphone with him right now, so we'll repeat those starters for you. For Lowell, number 22, John Corey, number 24, Brandon Corey, number 30, Nick Mantis, number 32, Brett Skorka, and number 20, Grant Monix. East Chicago Central is going to start number 4, Charlie Cleveland, number 5, Jermaine Kuznard, number 23, Damian Jefferson, number 32, Devontae Jones, and rounding out the lineup will be number 10, Elion Stubbs. Stubbs with 29 assists, 23 turnovers this year, and 16 offensive rebounds. Again, a really good crowd filling in here, Frank Kilpakowski. The upper levels are filled up pretty well here. We may have somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000.
Yeah, the lower levels, you cannot get a seat. I don't see a blank space anywhere. It's going to be upper level seating only, and even though, like you mentioned, a good crowd here tonight, upper tank here about, I'd say, 2/3 full?
Sure.
And on this side, I don't see many empty seats either, even upstairs. So great ball game will bring the great crowds, and that's what we got here tonight at East Chicago.
Calumet College of St. Joseph is your university of choice for academics and athletics. The 2016 basketball, men's volleyball, and wrestling seasons are currently in action. Also in 2016, the men's bowling program is ranked number 3 in the nation. Crimson Wave Athletics supports over 330 student athletes who combine for a department GPA greater than a 3.0 cumulative. For more information about your future potential and upcoming spring enrollment, go to ccsj.edu, Frank.
We're all set to go here. It looks like it's going to be Mantis and Jefferson to jump it up in the sectional championship Saturday, about to get underway here tonight on RSN.com.
The winner of this game will take on the winner of the Crown Point Valparaiso game as DJ gets the tip easily for the red, white, and blue of East Chicago Central High School. They're dressed in their white home uniforms, moving from left to right on your laptop, electronic device, and computer. DJ from the left elbow, and he gets East Chicago off to a great start.
Ball came out man-to-man, and Jefferson just took one step, pulled up from about 16 feet, and nothing but net.
Cardinals will go with their typical man-to-man defensive pressure on Brandon Corey. He missed Mantis back door. Now Nick goes right side, free throw line extended. Stubbs with the guard out there, goes past the right elbow, pops it from 8 feet, gets the shooter's touch, and we're tied at 2.
Well, he hit every part of the rim on that one. About a 10-foot floater that time from Mantis. Not a pretty-looking shot, but he got the kind roll.
We'll have Ryan Knezevich get us a shot of the Lowell cheering section the next time there's a stoppage in play. Very colorful out here tonight. Kuznard on the baseline. Oh, he left that short, and the rebound comes down. Offensive rebound, but DJ ran out of real estate on the baseline. It'll be Lowell basketball. So good pace to start this basketball game. Of course, the Red Devils do not want to get into a galloping gourmet here with East Chicago Central.
They want to play a half-court style ball game here tonight.
Corey gets a screen from Grant Monix. Now over to Hayden. Flash pass on the baseline. Quick shot by Grant. Hayden trying to crash the boards, and he's going to end up with the personal foul over the back.
Yeah, just came over the top of almost 2 Cardinals that time. The big body of Hayden Monix. Good thing he didn't send one of the Cardinals to the ground with his big 6'7" frame.
Keith Kilmer taking some notes there on the sideline on that one.
Absolutely.
Tied at 2 here with 6:44 remaining in the opening stanza. East Chicago Central going from left to right. DJ comes off the screen, guarded by Mantis, got a half a step. Flash pass into Charlie. Cleveland takes it in strong, couldn't get it to go. DJ, the offensive rebound, couldn't score. And finally, the third time he's able to put it in.
Tenacious that time was Jefferson on the offensive glass.
Now big screen set up high by Hayden Monix, but the shot by John Corey is short. Now a steal by Mantis. Three-pointer for the lead is up and good by Brandon Corey.
A little lackadaisical with the ball that time by the Cards, and Corey makes them pay. Brandon does.
Leading scorer for the Red Devils gets our first lead change. Now Jefferson trying to do the same on the other side, and that might be the second foul now on Hayden Monix. Let's see. Yes, they called it down.
Yes,
no, that's number 2 now on Monix.
Joe Delgado saying, "What'd he do?" And it looked like it could have been on one of 2 guys, but they're gonna get Monix. And 2 minutes into the ball game, he's got 2 personals, and Coach Delgado has to go to the bench already.
Yeah, Joe's asking him that he practiced the principle of verticality on that one.
Yep.
It's our second tie of the game as DJ has all 5 EC points. Into the ball game is Brett Skorka, a 6'2 junior, averaging 4.4 a game and 4 boards for RDP. So one more for DJ, the leading free throw shooter on the Cards. He nails them both. He's got all 6 points, and we have ourselves our second lead change of the game. 5:55 remaining in the opening stanza. Brandon Corey over the timeline. Gets it left side, free throw line extended to Mantis. Nick from the twilight zone took the paint off to him. DJ soars high for the rebound. Quickly down to Stubbs, and he scored!
Great pass. Great court presence that time. Jefferson with a great, almost full court pass to Stubbs for the layup.
Brandon Corey gets the feed, thought about it from the volleyball line, got a half a step on Jermaine, gets it inside on the play, and Skorka got fouled, and Brett will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws, Frank.
With winter already here, is it time for new tires? If so, stop by Levin Tire and Service Center to receive up to $160 in tire rebates find out why they've been named the best tire shop and best auto repair shop in the region for 7 years in a row. Levin's also has a price match guarantee, so you find a lower price somewhere else, they'll match it. Levin's has 7 convenient locations in Northwest Indiana. For more information, call 1-800-475-5005 or visit LevinTireCenter.com for valuable money-saving coupons. Levin Tire and Service Center, earning your trust one day at a time since 1918.
Foul on Devontae Jones. His first of the ball game is Skorka splits the free throws, coming in at 52% from the line. 8-6 lead for the Cardinals. Almost threw it away there. DJ got it. Half a step on Mantis. Fouls from the baseline. No good. Ball tipped around and recovered on the play by Skorka. Now Mantis had a 2-on-1 over to Brand. Rejected by Kuznard from the backside. What a play. Now pass down to Cleveland. He picked it up with another block, this time by Grant Monix. Back and forth we go. Now into the corner, Brandon Corey. Bounce on the baseline. Mantis took it up, drew the foul on Jefferson, and he'll go to the line to shoot two, and Pete Turkovich is levied.
Boy, up and down the court. This is East Chicago style. Lowell might want to think about slowing it down, but some great defensive plays on both ends. Jefferson on one end and Monix on the other with tremendous blocks. It would look like easy layups, and Mantis to shoot a pair.
Frantic pace here as Mantis missed the first free throw, coming in at 78% on the season. So that's a rare miss there for the 6'3 junior. 8-6 lead for the Cardinals, coming up on the halfway part here of the first quarter.
In their victory earlier over the Cards, Lowell shot the free throws very well in that one.
And East Chicago did not.
They were like 9 of 25, I believe.
8-7 lead for the Cards here. They've got the basketball. 4:46 remaining in the opening stanza. Man-to-man for the Lowell Red Devils. DJ right side free throw line extended. Barrels his way in and banked it up. That's a D1 move there. He's got 8 of the 10 Cardinal points.
Boy, anybody else you'd say that's an ill-advised shot. But boy, he great hanging that time by Jefferson and knocked it in off the glass.
And the three-point shot is going to be wiped off as Mantis is going to get called for an offensive foul. That'll be the first turnover on the Red Devils. It's a third team foul on RDP. The Cardinals have 2 miscues. 10-7 lead for the home team. 4:24 remaining in the first quarter.
Well, sticking with the man-to-man here. They're going to keep feeding Jefferson.
Trying to get a half a step on Mantis, pops it from the baseline, and he tickles the twine from 15. What can you say about that, Frank?
There's no defensing that shot. That was indefensible. That's all Damian Jefferson.
Flash on the baseline. Brandon Corey's high-arching shot, and he tickled the twine from 15. He's got 5. Stubbs back the other way, cut off by Grant Monix. Now back out in the twilight zone to JC as Kuznard loads it up, left it short. Devontae Jones, another offensive rebound, but then he threw it away. Tried to go high-low that time with Cleveland, and I don't know if Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would have got that one.
No, that would have been too tall for Coach Turkovich.
3:42 remaining in the opening stanza. Lowell trailing it by 3 as Brandon Corey brings it up on Kuznard between the rings to Mantis. Stubbs gets right in his mug. Left side now on the play to John Corey, guarded by Devontae Jones. John got a half a step, feed down low on the play to Skorka, banked it up, no good. DJ the rebound. Long feed down to Charlie. Pass now over to Stubbs. Rejected on the play by Grant Monix.
That's the second beautiful block.
Brandon Corey in the corner for the tie to Mantis, and he tickled the twine from 21.
You got to watch these three-pointers in transition. Lowell doing a great job finding the open man in transition to find the open 3.
Now Devontae Jones is going to get fouled on the drive by number 20, Grant Monix. That'll be his first to third on the Monix boys.
14 fouls on the Red Devils.
We've had 3 ties and 2 late lead changes so far in the first 5 minutes of this game. Now Cleveland will bring it back out high, and they'll finally settle the pace down as they're trying to post Kuznard up on the right block. Now Charlie goes out in the twilight zone to DJ. He picks up a screen from Cleveland, pops it from 17. It's off the mark. Brandon Corey gets the rebound, knocked out of bounds by Kuznard. It'll stay with the black, red, and white of Lowell High School.
Looks like Coach Turkovich going to make a substitution here as Edwin Wilson coming into the ball game, 5'10 senior.
3.4 points a game. He's been a good outside shooter for East Chicago this year. He's hit 10 trays, shooting at 34%.
Jefferson going to get a little breather here, maybe for the rest of the quarter.
Brandon Corey now got Kuznard with some contact, no call. Grant Monix goes down and they turn it over. Second miscue now as the Lowell fans don't like that one. Now Kuznard back the other way, couldn't get it to go. And John Corey got the rebound and got it away. Now Mantis going to take it up strong on Charlie, and he scored!
Beautiful move. 7 unanswered for the Red Devils, Mike, and Mantis with 8.
Noah Durr getting set to come in now for Coach Delgado. We got ourselves our third lead change of the evening. 14-12 Red Devils with 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Wilson now as they post up Cleveland, and they're going to call a walk on the wild side on C-squared.
Lowell on a roll right now. Pardon the pun, but they've got it go. They've got it going in their direction. They've got Jefferson on the bench. They've scored 7 straight, and they'll have the
Grant Monix looks like he's been shot out of a jack-in-the-box a couple times tonight.
Absolutely.
2 minutes remaining. Now a nice move in the lane, but Edwin Wilson got the rebound, the steal there, but Charlie Cleveland drew a foul before the steal.
It's going to be a Brandon Corey. That's his first, and 5 now on the team.
Only 2 on East Chicago Central. And now DJ will come back in now for the offense. And he'll come in for Devontae Jones. So Edwin Wilson now in a 3-guard lineup with Kuznard along with Stubbs.
So much for the long break for Jefferson.
The main thing with him, you got to keep him out of foul trouble if you're East Chicago. He's been in foul trouble a couple times here in the sectional.
He was only rested about 45 seconds.
DJ now has a flashing. Wilson cuts it to the rack, couldn't get it to go, and they're going to say he just lost control out of bounds. I don't know if that's a shot or a turnover. Probably a shot, I guess.
It looked like an air ball. It looked like he was trying to get up there, just didn't get enough elevation.
1:42 remaining in the first quarter. 14-12 lead for the guests on the scoreboard, the Lowell Red Devils. East Chicago Central was here at home wearing their road uniforms in the game against Gary Westside. Now long three-pointer by Corey is off the mark. Rebound down to Edwin Wilson. He'll stop now and try to get past John Corey, who tries to get his mitts on it. Now Charlie Cleveland up high with a crossover dribble. Took it in strong and scored. Nice move by Cleveland, and we're tied.
Great move that time. As you mentioned, the crossover was the key to that possession.
Now 15 feet away, shot no good by John Corey as Cleveland gets the rebound. Stubbs now back the other way for EC. Nice job of getting in there by John Corey and anticipating.
John's been quiet on the offensive end, but he's been very active defensively. And he got his hands in. I believe that's the second time he's poked one away. He got a steal earlier, and then he knocked that one out of bounds.
Just the little things been done tonight that can help them win. Now Stubbs takes it to the rack, got blocked by the bottom of the rim, but DJ is there for the follow. He's got a dozen. 16-14 lead, another lead change in the game. Now Mantis in the corner. Could be another one here. No good. A weak side rebound, and they say it went off of Charlie. Good job by Skorka to pound the offensive glasses. Jamar Adams will now come in for EC.
Again, Jefferson going to have a seat. Trying to get him some rest here and there. Final 42 seconds of the first quarter.
Keep the legs fresh. Now into Mantis. He put it off the back of the iron. No good. Durr gets the offensive rebound. Three-pointer by Mantis, and now the Red Devils lead it.
Back and forth we go, and it's becoming the Mantis and Jefferson show.
Nick Mantis, who struggled a little bit in the ball game against Morton in the early going, but certainly has turned it up here as he's picked up 11 in the first quarter.
Almost as matched Jefferson, who has 12, and Cardinals going to play for 1 here.
Both teams right now just settling it back down. 9 seconds remaining as Jamar Adams now attacks with the left-handed drive into the corner. Edwin Wilson, drop step, take it to the rack, and he scored! At the buzzer, the shot is way off the mark. Another lead change, our 6th here of the first quarter. What a great stanza here at the Barado Center. 18-17, East Chicago Central over Lowell. Back after a 60-second timeout on RRSN.com and Regional Radio Sports. Your ticket to the best seat in the house since 1992.
State Farm Insurance asks, if you're feeling stuck in a state of compensation stagnation, another year with no raise, then let State Farm help you get to a better state with a discount double check that can stretch your hard-earned dollars a little farther. They'll go through your car insurance to make sure you're getting all the discounts you deserve. Discounts could add up to 40% and put a few $100 extra in your pocket. Discounts may vary state to state. In Dyer, Joe Lavasco, 1107 Sheffield Avenue. Call Joe at 865-6660. In Valparaiso, Greg Taylor, 390 West US Highway 6. Call Greg at 762-4911. And in Hobart, Danny DeTola, 8792 East Ridge Road. Phone Danny at 963-4444. Get to a better state with State Farm.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Mike Knezovich, Frank Kilpakowski, Ryan Knezovich back with you here at the Bravado Center. 18-17 lead into the ball game now is Zach Redmond for the Red Devils. Shot up by Mantis, no good, and a foul going to be called on the aforementioned Redmond on a push-off on the offensive glass.
First foul on him. That's already now 6 on the Red Devils, so East Chicago will be in the bonus the rest of the half.
But what a terrific first quarter, Frank.
Yep, East Chicago 8 of 18 from the field, 2 of 2 free throws, and meanwhile Lowell 6 of 15 from the field, 2 of 4 free throws. We mentioned at the end of the first quarter, Jefferson with 12 points leading the way, and Nick Mantis with 11 for Lowell.
You're the best in the business, Frank. That's all I got to say. 7:36 remaining here in the first half as Edwin Wilson now with a left-handed drive between the circles. Over now to Kuznard. Jermaine with the ball over the head now to Jamar Adams. Back to JC. He'll pop it from no man's land, and he nails the tray and makes him pay.
First tray of the night for the Cards. I don't think they've attempted more than a couple.
First 3 points of the ball game for Kuznard. Flash pass on the baseline to Mantis. Beautiful cut to the basket by Redmond. Weak side rebound by Dorr, and then he got fouled over the back by Cleveland on the offensive glass.
It's only the third foul on the Cards. Centier's Bank is the Indiana's largest privately family-owned bank since 1895. The Schrag family has built a legacy of success, not merely through business, but through philanthropy that extends throughout the communities it serves. As a family-owned business, Centier stands firmly behind its not-for-sale promise, pledging to the families, businesses, and communities of Indiana that will continue to preserve independent hometown banking for generations to come. Centier Bank, member FDIC.
Great head and shoulder fake by John Corey as he gets entracked offensively. Picks up his 54th tray of the season. And now Lowell's back within 1 at 21-20. That three-point shot is a weapon for RDP. Sure now Wilson got a half a step, little baby hook in the lane, couldn't get it to go. DJ, the offensive rebound, rejected on the play by Skorka. Brandon Corey over to John, lines it up, pops the tray, left it short. Weak side rebound, controlled by Dorr, over to Skorka for the deuce.
Nice play. Good passing inside tonight, all night long by the Red Devils. They haven't been able to finish a lot of them, but that time Skorka did.
Boy, Skorka along with Dorr giving the Red Devils a lot of great minutes off the bench here. Now Kuznard, nice pass to left elbow, put it up with the left hand, got the offensive rebound, and he scored.
Good job staying with that shot that time. He left it a little short on the first attempt with the left hand, put it back in with the right.
23-22 lead for East Chicago. 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter. John Corey for the lead, couldn't get it to go. Damian Jefferson the rebound for the Cards. DJ now will bring it up, the future Lobo in the corner. Kuznard feeling it right now, and he tickled it twine from 23. East Chicago now up by 4.
8 straight by Kuznard.
Now Brandon Corey, shot deflected by Kuznard. Turnover number 4 on the Red Devils, and now a foul on John Corey on the left wing at the floor.
It's still going to send the Cardinals to the line. They're in the bonus here to end the first half. And Jermaine Kuznard, the 6'3 junior, has been leading the way here in the second quarter. He's been the offense for the Cards.
It's the shoes. This Cardinals basketball broadcast brought to you in part by the Foundations of East Chicago, an organization dedicated to supporting our community on and off the court through our academic scholarship programs, our grant programs for local charitable institutions and leadership. We here at the Foundations of East Chicago pour our hearts into making a positive impact on our community. For more information, please visit our website, www.foundations-e-c.org. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Foundations-e-c. Kuznard missed the front end, still 26-22 in favor of the Cards. Long three-pointer, cutting the lead to 1. Brandon Corey shot that one from Illinois. And now a palming violation on Adams, and that gets the crowd from Route 2 on their feet.
Brandon Corey doing his best Steph Curry that time on that three-pointer. That was from almost right in front of Coach Turgovich. From about 23 feet.
Well, I tell you what, Steph Curry is just changing the way the game of basketball is played as we know it.
There's no question.
5 minutes remaining here in the first half of play. Mantis now picking up a screen from Noah Dirk, pops it from the right side, no good. Cleveland comes down with the board for the East Chicago Central Cardinals, who lead at 26-25. 4:55 remaining in the opening stanza. Flash pass to Cleveland. Now right side free throw line extended. Edwin Wilson shot off the mark. Redmond comes down with the rebound for Lowell. Long three-pointer again from Brandon. That time an air ball. The ball deflected, but they ran out of real estate on the far side. So Brandon Corey felt it the first time, liked the spot, figured give it another shot.
That one not quite as successful.
1 point ball game right now. We've had 8 lead changes and 4 ties as Aldion Stubbs along with Devontae Jones get set to come back in here for Coach Turkovich. Kuznard now knifes in, and he's going to get fouled on the drive, and he'll go to the line to shoot one and the bonus. Fife Funeral Home, located at 4201 Indianapolis Boulevard in East Chicago, has been family-owned and operated in Northwest Indiana since 1898. They offer cremation and burial services and also provide for funeral pre-arrangement insurance needs. Their phone number for Fife Funeral Home in East Chicago is 219-398-3210.
Grant Monix with his second now as well, joining Hayden on the bench with 2. And Jermaine Kuznard will shoot the 1-and-1 here.
Nice form on that one. Jermaine has got all of his 9 points here in the second quarter.
He's got all East Chicago's 9 points as well.
East Chicago had led by as much as 4. They're now up by 2, 27-25, with 4:25 remaining here in the first half of play. One more for the junior. Bends the knees, eyes, flies, got it. Just like shooting stuffed animals at the carnival for JC. 18 fouls now on the Red Devils, only 3 on East Chicago Central, so that part of the game is certainly going well for the guests, for the home team rather. Now John Corey into Noah Dirk. Turnaround jump shot on the baseline. Couldn't get it to go. Good job of keeping it alive by Skorka. John Corey gets a good look. Couldn't get it to go. Again, a nice offensive rebound again by the Red Devils. Now John Corey outside to Mantis. Back over to John for the tray. He left it short. And the rebound comes down strong to Kuznard for the Cardinals. Stubbs back the other way. On the baseline, Jamar Adams banked it up and in.
Lowell got a little lost defensively that time. East Chicago had numbers, and Lowell needs a timeout.
Timeout on the court with 3:43 remaining here in the first half. East Chicago Central with their biggest lead now, 30-25, Frank.
Find out why Scapel Buick GMC in Maryville has been named the Dealer of the Year the last 5 years. Get $10,000 off of 2015 Sierra 1500 Series trucks and special lease offers on select Buick models for under $199 per month. Experience the Buick difference at Scapel Buick GMC, located at 3209 West Lincoln Highway, just 2 miles west of I-65 on US 30. For more information, call 219-769-6381 or go online at ScapelBuickGMC.com.
Automaster supports their community by sponsoring a portion of today's game. They're located at 6817 Calumet Avenue in Hammond. They're an ASC certified repair shop specializing in electrical, computer, brake shocks, repair, and tune-ups. Automaster also does towing. For more information and to schedule an appointment, give Automasters a call. 931-2702. We're right in your neighborhood, Frank.
East Chicago on a bit of a run here, sort of a mini run, 9-3 over the last 2.5 minutes, Mike.
That has given them the 5-point lead, their biggest lead of the ball game. Mantis now a skip pass over to Monix. Took the paint off the rim on that one. Devontae Jones gets the rebound out to Stubbs. Allion now knifes into the middle of the court. Back out on the play to Kuznard. He's feeling it from the left side. Couldn't get it to go. And the rebound is corralled on the far side. And they got Edwin Wilson over the back of Hayden Monix.
Good call that time. He tried to hide and tried to hide behind Monix that time, and not going to work as Wilson going to pick up his first foul. Just the 14th foul, though, on the Cards.
The official found him.
Yeah, he did.
3 minutes remaining here in the first half of play. 30-29 lead for East Chicago. Their biggest lead. Now taking it to the rack was Corey, and he's going to draw the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
This spot is sponsored by Schwartz Rutson Company, a certified public accounting firm serving both businesses and individuals in Northwest Indiana over the last 80 years. Located in Maryville, Schwartz Rutson has a staff of over 30 professionals, making it the largest CPA firm in Northwest Indiana. Schwartz Rutson specializes in audits, reviews, compilations, tax planning and preparation, accounting services, business and personal financial planning, business valuations, and other requested engagements. Thank you for considering the professionals at Schwartz Rutson for your tax accounting and assurance needs.
Brandon Corey missed both free throws. Between him and John him and Mantis, they're now only 1 of 4. 2 of 6 so far. 4 missed free throws in this game. Now Devontae Jones, little shovel pass to Kuzna. Beautiful look down to Edwin Wilson. He now has 4.
That's a beautiful play that time. Beautiful. Wide open was Wilson that time underneath. 7-point lead is the largest for the Cards.
Right now, a very crucial time here for the Red Devils as Hayden Monix gives up the turnover. Jermaine the other way, and he laid it up and in. And right now, the crowd's starting to get into it here as the Cardinals now up by 9.
Now it's a 13-3 run. It's not such a mini run anymore. Now it's a serious run by the Cardinals.
Lowell Red Devils right now in danger of getting down by double digits here. Mantis left open for the silencer, and he tickled the twine from 23.
That'll bring the Lowell faithful to their feet, and as you mentioned, silence the East Chicago crowd.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. Cardinals up by 6 with the pumpkin. Devontae Jones with the screen for JC. Now over to Edwin Wilson. He pops it from 17, way off the mark, and the rebound down. Mantis now bringing it back on the break. Nobody picks him up. The shot was blocked by Kuznard, but he's going to get the foul on the play, and that's going to send the Red Devils to the line to shoot a couple of free throws.
Elvis Jewelers is Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland's oldest and most trusted jeweler. Trust our family to offer you the highest and best prices for your unwanted jewelry, gold and silver coin, watches, and diamonds of all sizes. You will be surprised how much it's worth at Albert's. We also buy gold and offer loans on jewelry up to $100,000. Elvis Jewelers has 2 locations to serve you, 711 Main Street in Cherville and at the South Lake Mall in Maryville. For more information, call the Maryville store, 219-769-1976, the Cherville location at 219-322-2700, or visit their website, www.albertsjewelers.com.
Well, this is really the most I've seen Damian Jefferson sit in a half this season. I think Coach Turkovich wants to make sure he stays out of foul trouble. Mantis with 1 more free throw to cut the lead to 4. 5 in the quarter, 16 in the game for the junior to lead RDP.
Those last 2 possessions have been huge for the Red Devils, getting back in it after being down 9.
DJ now outside as the ball is deflected to Kuznard. Back behind the back now to Jefferson. 1:28 remaining, 34-30 lead for the Chicago Central Cardinals. Coach Turkovich wants Lowell to come out of that 2-3.
They started zoning about halfway through this second quarter, and it's worked somewhat effectively, except for against Jermaine Kuznar. It's kind of busted it from time to time. But Jefferson almost baiting Mantis to come out, and they're not budging.
And right now, both coaches just content to just have DJ dribble the basketball outside. 53 seconds remaining in the first half. Coach Turkovich wants to take a lead into the halftime locker room. Jefferson now comes up in the corner to Wilson. Edwin back outside. Kuznard shot way off the mark, and the rebound down to Mantis. Quickly they go to John Corey, and he turned it over. Lowell now with 6 turnovers. DJ the other way for a 2-handed tomahawk dunk.
Look out below.
It took a while, but they got exactly what they wanted. 20 seconds remaining. John Corey in the corner, left it short. Mantis couldn't get the rebound. They're going to call a foul on the play on Nick, I believe.
Yep, and it's going to be a 2-shot foul for Jefferson at the other end, as that's the 10th team foul on the Red Devils.
So now Mantis, Hayden Monix, and Grant Monix each with 2 personal fouls for Lowell. And financial support for this Cardinals basketball broadcast is provided in part by the Foundations of East Chicago. We're dedicated to helping our community through our grant programs, academic scholarships, and overall leadership initiatives. We've dedicated ourselves to uplifting, inspiring, and empowering all the residents of East Chicago. Moving together towards a bright future, the Foundations of East Chicago, we're in and on your corner. For more information, visit our website, www.foundations-e-c.org. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Foundations-EC.
I thought it was Jefferson who got fouled. It was actually Stubbs, and he knocks down the first free throw, Mike.
So Allion now with 3 in the ball game, one more. And good form on that one. East Chicago shooting the ball much better from the charity stripe tonight. East Chicago's biggest lead now at 8 at 38-30. 10 seconds remaining. Mantis now up high. Top of the key now to Hayden Monix. Down to 4 seconds remaining. John Corey gets some separation. Stolen on the play nicely by Devontae Jones. And that will complete the first half of action here as Hayden Monix got a little bit tangled up there with Jermaine Kuznard. We've completed 16 minutes of Rock'em Sock'em Class 4A Sectional 1 action here at the Barato Center. The score at the end of the first half of play, East Chicago 38 and Lowell 30. We will take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back with our halftime stats and much more. You're listening to award-winning coverage of student athletes right here on RRSN.com and Regional Radio Sports.
At Horizon Bank, we're more than just your hometown bank. We're your neighbor. Whether you're ready to get a loan for your next family vacation, that new car you've had your eye on, a much-needed renovation, your dream home, or your business. Trust the local lenders at Horizon Bank for the loan you need. Local people making local decisions. Visit HorizonBank.com.
Horizon Bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Get to the top, get hooked in, and then you looked over the edge. I was like, no way am I jumping off this tower. I'm staying right here. I'm like, am I ever going to be good enough to be a Marine? When it was all said and done, watching the color guard raise the American flags, I thought, I am a United States Marine.
PFC Keith Balkan knows you don't join the Marines, you become one. Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Score big with the low-rate TCU Visa Platinum credit card that can help you take charge of those long-awaited projects or cover unexpected emergency needs. It not only comes with a low rate, but offers everything you need, including no annual fees, no balance transfer fees, easy cash advances at ATMs, and much more. Don't miss out on a good play. Take charge of those projects and score big with the low-rate TCU Visa Platinum credit card. Learn more and apply today at tcunet.com/credit cards.
Mike Knezovich, Frank Kilpakowski, Ryan Knezovich back with you here at the John A. Barato Center. Certainly a very entertaining first half of action. East Chicago Central has certainly brought their offensive legs out here today as they put up 18 points on the Lowell Red Devils in the first quarter to 17 for the visitors, and then outscored the Red Devils 20-13 in the second stanza to take a 38-30 lead here at the end of the first half, Frank. And this crowd certainly getting their money's worth tonight, up and down action, and really right now East Chicago seizing a little bit of momentum at the end of that second quarter.
Yeah, Mike. Really, over the last 5 minutes, East Chicago outscored Lowell, 12-5 after Lowell after they were going back and forth. It seemed like the first 10-11 minutes of the ball game, East Chicago kind of took control, scored 8 straight at one point. Actually, it was a 13-3 run over about a 4-minute period. Lowell did come back, cut it to 4, but then 4 points at the end of the last 30 seconds by the Cards gave them a little breathing room here going into the halftime locker room. Up 38-30 at the half.
Let's take a look at our first half statistics here. They are brought to us by attorney Lonnie Randolph. He supports his community by sponsoring a portion of East Chicago Central Cardinals basketball on Regional Radio Sports and RRSN.com. Attorney Randolph specializes in trial, criminal, civil, personal injury, and property issues. His law office is located at 1919 East Columbus Drive in East Chicago. For more information and to schedule an appointment, give Lonnie a call, 219 397-5531. Take it away, Frank.
All right, for the Cardinals, they've been led by Damian Jefferson with 14 points. He had 12 of those in the first quarter. Jermaine Cousinard had 12 points, all coming in the second quarter, including a pair of three-pointers. 4 points each for Elian Stubbs and Edwin Wilson off the bench, and a pair of guys, Charlie Cleveland and Jamar Adams, each with 2 points. As a team, East Chicago, Mike, 15 out of 31 from the floor and 6 of 7 from the free throw line. So that's a solid in both shooting departments for the Cardinals. A big reason why they're up 8 here at halftime. Meanwhile, for the Red Devils, Nick Mantis, 16 first half points. He had 11 in the first quarter. 3 three-pointers included in there. Brandon Corey's got 8 points, including a pair of three-pointers. John Corey coming up a 35-point game last night with just 3 points here tonight.
That's huge.
It has been huge. 1 three-pointer there in the second quarter. Brett Skirka off the bench also with 3 points. The Monix boys, Hayden and Grant, did not score. Hayden was in foul trouble early on, and Grant picked up his second in the second quarter. Lowell, they've had some poor shooting in the first half. 10 of 30 from the floor. That's just 33%. And also kind of puzzling, 4 of 8 from the free throw line. You kind of expect them to be a little bit more productive there. But the 10 of 30 has been a key. They've not really been consistent hitting those three-pointers. They've taken a lot of three-pointers. They've only made, as a team, they've made 6, but they've only made 2 two-point baskets as well, so 3 two-point baskets. So some work to be done on those long-range shots by the Red Devils, and they're being contested by East Chicago very well.
8-point deficit on the road here at the Barato Center. Certainly going to be a tall mountain to climb, but Lowell's been here before. They were down by 17 to the Hammond Morton Governors earlier in this tournament. Financial support for this Cardinals basketball broadcast is provided in part by the Foundations of East Chicago. We're dedicated to helping our community through our grant programs, academic scholarships, and overall leadership initiatives. We've dedicated ourselves to lifting, inspiring, and empowering all the residents of East Chicago, moving together towards a bright future. The Foundations of East Chicago, we're in and on your corner. For more information, visit our website, www.foundations-e-c.org. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Foundations-EC. And Frank, you got some scoreboard updates for us.
I got one scoreboard update that's pertinent to the people listening to this ball game, because the winner of this game will be playing the winner of the Crown Point Valpo game next week at the Michigan City Regional. And the home-standing Bulldogs lead Valpo by just a pair, though.
What a ball game!
28-26. That one's going to be a slugfest down to the wire, I suspect.
Do we have a final yet on Morgan Township?
Haven't heard anything yet on that one.
Maybe send out a text there to Jeremy and see if we can get an update on that one, as that ball game has got to be pretty close unless they're in extra sessions over there, which could very well be. Well, here it certainly has been a very entertaining matchup, and a couple keys for Lowell, as you mentioned, Frank, the free throw shooting as well as just the overall shooting. This team has certainly lived and died by the tray, and they got to get their bigs a little bit more involved offensively in the half court as well.
Yeah, no question. I think once Hayden Monix comes back in, they've had some good-looking shots inside, but as I said, East Chicago's done a great job really contesting every shot on the defensive side tonight. Whether it's been Jefferson, whether it's been Cousinard, whether it's been Devontae Jones, Lowell has seemed to rush a lot of their shots. They have hit some of the three-pointers, and Mandis was kind of in a zone there in the first quarter, but in that second quarter, Lowell's offense seemed to disappear, and that's when East Chicago got had that one run to get out to that 9-point lead. They did manage to cut it to 4, but again, toward the end of the first half, they extended back out to 8. So I think if Lowell can take their time, not rush those shots, even if they're going to be contested, and John Corey, if he can get on track as well, he seemed very off on his shooting tonight. If they get him going, I think the Lowell will get back in this game.
We'll take a final 2-minute timeout, and we'll come back with the third quarter tip. It's 38-30, East Chicago over Lowell on RRSN.com and Regional Radio Sports.
Looking to start a new career at a cutting-edge, exciting, and globally competitive company? Enroll in Steelworker for the Future, a 2.5-year associate degree program offered at select community colleges, and you'll be prepared for a high-paying career at ArcelorMittal, the world's leading steel company. Graduates may be hired as maintenance technicians, earning an average of $90,000 per year, plus benefits. Your future with the leader in steel starts now. Visit steelworkerforthefuture.com today.
State Farm Insurance asks, if you're feeling stuck in a state of compensation stagnation, another year with no raise, then let State Farm help you get to a better state with a discount double check that can stretch your hard-earned dollars a little farther. They'll go through your car insurance to make sure you're getting all the discounts you deserve. Discounts could add up to 40% and put a few hundred extra dollars in your pocket. Discounts may vary state to state. In Dyer, Joe Lavasco, 1107 Sheffield Avenue. Call Joe at 865-6660. In Valparaiso, Greg Taylor, 390 West U.S. Highway 6. Call Greg at 762-4911. And in Hobart, Danny DeTola, 8792 East Ridge Road. Phone Danny at 963-4444. Get to a better state with State Farm.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Fresh 8 minutes on the clock as we start the second half here at the Barato Center, East Chicago Central. Now moving from right to left on your radio dial, electronic device, and laptop, as well as your iPhone. Lowell Red Devils in the opposite direction as Kuznard blast by the defense, took it up and under, shot no good. Mantis, the weak side rebound for RDP. Red Devil pride being shown out here tonight. 38-30 lead for the Cardinals as Mantis now goes past the right elbow over to Brandon Corey. He's going to take it right in. Great job by Jefferson with weak side defensive help for the steal. He goes all the way in with a finger roll and scores.
He just went in and juked out two defenders that time, laid it in easily with the left hand.
Makes it look easy, doesn't he?
He does.
Now Mantis off the right side. They're going to call, I believe, an offensive foul on Hayden Monix with a illegal screen off the right side, and he better be very careful. He may end up getting teed up for number 4.
That's going to be his third on Hayden, who is very frustrated. He only played 2.5 minutes, I believe, in the first half, and already with his third now, he's got to come out again.
That's huge for East Chicago to get him out of the lineup. He's a big presence down low, both defensively and on the offensive glass.
Kind of the last line of defense against Jefferson blowing in there. They give up about 3-4 inches when he's not in there.
Nice feed to Cleveland. He drew the contact, couldn't get the foul. Charlie trying to get on the offensive glass. Grand Monix comes down with the pumpkin for Lowell. 40-30 lead for East Chicago Central. Brandon Corey now at the volleyball line over to Nick Mantis. Lowell's been way on the perimeter a lot lately. Now on the baseline to Skorka. They're trying to cut into that defense as much as they can, but East Chicago with some great weak side pursuit. Now Brandon Corey got his pocket pick, turnover number 9 on the Red Devils, but then Grant Monix comes back nicely and gets the 5th turnover for East Chicago.
Nice job. East Chicago had a 2-on-1 there. Nice job by Monix to bust it up.
DJ getting set to come back in. Mantis with a long three-pointer in and out, and the rebound down to Edwin Wilson for the Cards. That one was down the well.
Yeah, that was robbery that time. Mantis thought he had that one. I did too.
East Chicago Central up by 10 with 2 minutes gone. And now Kuznar going to play a little one-on-one here against Brandon Corey. Spin around the move in the lane, put it up no good off the heel of the iron. Brandon Corey the rebound for RDP. Red Devils now bring it up. Backdoor cut. Mantis on the baseline. Left it way short. Edwin Wilson with some great defense and great rebounding position.
Your team neither team, excuse me, Mike, able to get much going here offensively. Looks pretty tight on that basket.
John Corey with some great hustle on the back line. Ball's going to go out of bounds. Meanwhile, Zach Redmond will come in to replace Brandon Corey for Coach Delgado.
This just in, Mike. Final over at Morgan Township. 21st Century comes back and beats Morgan Township 54-48.
So the Cougars, with Eugene German, one of the top scorers in the state, win the sectional by 6. DJ on the baseline, and that's a pretty tickle of a twine there. He leads all scorers now with 18. Fadeaway jumper with that kind of jumping ability, you're not going to stop it.
Largest lead of the game for the Cards is a dozen.
Pass goes inside, and an offensive foul called as Charlie Cleveland does it again and gets the charge.
That's going to be about the 4th or 5th charge called on Lowell tonight.
Yeah, Cleveland certainly leads the Cardinals in that category.
He's probably taken 3 or 4 of them himself. You're right.
He gets hit on the gridiron, so he doesn't care about what goes on in the hardwood. You said biggest lead for the Cards now at a dozen as Kuznar takes it to the rack and he scored.
So clicking on all cylinders now for the Cards.
East Chicago Central with a 6-0 run to start the half. Red Devils now in trouble, and now they're going to wave off the shot. They're going to say it was on the floor. And the Red Devil fans can't believe it. The foul will be on Stubbs.
Probably a good call before the shot. Check out Christian Chevrolet during their Giant Model Year-End Sales event. Get great deals with no payments for 90 days on 0% APR financing for 72 months on several 2015 Chevy models. As this shot goes off the rim and out of bounds, it'll be East Chicago basketball. The tracks, the Malibu, the Camaro, Equinox, Silverado, Impala, and Traverse. If you're looking for a used car, you can shop in comfort. A huge showroom with nearly 100 vehicles available. Driving the American dream, proudly serving you since 1951, Christian Chevy is at 9700 Indianapolis Boulevard in Highland. Their phone number, 888-999-9141, and their website is at christianchevy.com.
Charlie Cleveland getting a little bit frustrated out there as he gets called for a travel. And he's got to simmer down right now. Coming up on the halfway part of the third quarter, East Chicago with their biggest lead at 14, 44-30. Mantis got a half a step on Stubbs, pops it from the left elbow, and they certainly needed that hook.
They sure did. They were on the goose egg for the quarter, and Mantis finally dents the scoreboard for the Red Devils.
Took them half the third quarter to get on the board. Now Elion Stubbs out to Cleveland, back over to Stubbs, and now Coach Turkovich will take a timeout. It'll be a 30. We'll keep it right here, and we'll thank attorney Lonnie Randolph, who supports his community by sponsoring a portion of East Chicago Central Cardinals basketball on regional radio sports and RRSN.com. Attorney Randolph specializes in trial, criminal, civil, personal injury, and property issues. His law office is located 1919 East Columbus Drive in East Chicago. For more information and to schedule an appointment, give Lonnie a call today, 219-397-5531, Frank.
And with winter already here, is it time for new tires? If so, stop by Levin Tire Service Center. Receive up to $160 in tire rebates and find out why they've been named the best tire shop, best auto repair shop in the region for 7 years in a row. Levin's also has a price match guarantee, so if you find a lower price somewhere else, they will match it. Levin's has 7 convenient locations in Northwest Indiana. For more information, call 1-800-475-5005 or visit LevinTireCenter.com for valuable money-saving coupons. Levin Tire and Service Center, earning your trust one day at a time since 1918.
Chicago Central up by a dozen with the basketball. 3:49 remaining in the third quarter. As Kuznar now right side free throw line extended as he gets DJ now coming off the screen. They're trying to spread out this Lowell defense right now. We've only had 3 fouls on both teams combined. Nice crossover dribble by DJ. Put it up and scored. What a move.
Oh. Just hung in the air and split 2 defenders. Knocked it down from about 12 feet.
Did a great job of avoiding the charge.
Yep.
Now John Corey out high for Lowell trying to get untracked. Good nice pass. Flash by Skorka, and he banked it up and in over Cleveland.
Lowell's going to find a way to stop East Chicago and the defense. They need a run to get back in this thing. Trading baskets isn't going to do it.
Trying to cut it down to single digits before the end of the fourth quarter. Now Kuznar trying to go backdoor with somebody now. He's double teamed. DJ on the baseline is open. Took it in strong and put it right over the front of the rim. 8 in the quarter now for number 23. 22 to lead all scorers. Mantis back out to John Corey at the volleyball line. Picks up a screen. He'll pop it from 15. Double deuce had it too far. Skorka, the offensive rebound, and he got hit by Cleveland.
Yep.
And he'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
Centier Bank is Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. Since 1895, the Schwag family has built a legacy of success, not merely through business, but through philanthropy that extends throughout the communities it serves. As a family-owned business, Centier stands firmly behind its not-for-sale promise, pledging to the families, businesses, and communities of Indiana that will continue to preserve independent, hometown banking in Indiana for generations to come. Centier Bank, member FDIC.
Skorka misses the 5th free throw of the evening now for the Red Devils. Does Devontae Jones and Elian Stubbs come out for Edwin Wilson and Jamar Adams for the Cards? 2:37 remaining in the third quarter. Lowell trailing it by 14. It's East Chicago 48 and Lowell 34. Second free throw for Brett, and he couldn't get the shooter's touch on that one either. But those 6 free throws right now would make it a single-digit ball game for RDP.
Uncharacteristic, as is a lot of the missed three-pointers tonight.
Lowell came in at 70% from the line. DJ now, pop shot on the baseline, and nothing but the bottom of the net.
This is reminiscent of being hot at the blackjack table when everything you throw up there is going in. It's basically Damian Jefferson's quarter here. He's got 10 in the quarter.
Cleveland now just flattens Skorka, who paid for that one. Devontae Jones now is going to come in for Charlie. He's picked up 2 quick foul here, and now has 3 on the ball game. But Cleveland does a lot of the dirty work down low for this basketball team. Skorka up high now to Redmond. Mantis right side free throw line extended to John Corey as they're trying to post Grant Mannix up now on DJ. Grant gets the basketball off the right side with 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Now John Corey is going to get fouled on the drive, I believe, by Jamar Adams. Nope, check that. Cousinard.
Yep. And that's his second and fourth on East Chicago.
Key possession here for the Red Devils, who trail it by 16. Remember, Lowell beat East Chicago by 21 earlier in the year. John Corey's 3 is way off the mark. Jamar Adams the rebound for the Cards.
Just two-point baskets by the Red Devils here in the third quarter.
Everything from the outside. East Chicago doing a great job on their interior defense.
Jefferson a little out of control that time.
Turnover number 7 on the Cards. Mantis back the other way with a little runner in the lane. Left it short. Redmond able to keep it alive. Picked back up by Grant Monix. Foul going to be called on the floor on Devontae Jones. That'll be his third.
Third on him. And 5 on the Cards.
Jefferson with 10 points this quarter, 24 points in the game. Stay tuned after the game. We'll name our Centier Bank performers of the game.
I have no clue who the leading candidate is for East Chicago, Mike. Not a clue.
They always call me Mr. Obvious in these games.
You can tell why New Mexico is going to enjoy him next year.
Oh, no doubt. They're going to get a good one. Lowell now only 4 of 10 from the line tonight. Mantis now, a little hesitation move, took it up strong, and he scored over Jamar Adams. What a shot. He's got 20.
That's a tough shot. And as you say, Mantis with 20, but he's not getting any help. He's got more than half the team's points. He needs some help from his teammates.
And he's had to work for those, too.
Yep.
1 minute remaining here in the third quarter. Cardinals up by 14 with the basketball. Edwin Wilson guarded by Grant Monix up high, goes to Stubbs. Stubbs beats the double team. Laren pass to Wilson. And now it's a tie-up on the play at the midcourt stripe.
Good call. It's going to be a Lowell basketball.
It's going to go to Lowell, so that's going to be turnover number 8 now on the Cardinals.
A few words out there on the court between... looks like Monix and Wilson. But nothing more. As a referee right there, and cooler heads prevail, fortunately.
50-36 East Chicago. Brandon Corey now. Bounce pass inside to Skorka. Down to 36 ticks of the clock remaining as John Corey goes out to Monix. Grant got the ball off the left side. Brandon Corey shot up and good. He got the shooter's touch. He's got 10.
Well, that's what they needed. They need somebody besides Mandis to step up here. And Corey knocked that one down, as you mentioned, into double figures for him.
It's been a low-scoring quarter here. Only 12 put up by East Chicago, 10 of them by DJ. Now Jones beats the double team back out to Wilson. 7 seconds remaining on the baseline. Stubbs, his three is off the mark. Jamar Adams trying to get in there with 2 seconds remaining. DJ at the buzzer.
They're going to foul before the buzzer. Nope, they're going to say, they're going to wipe out the shot is all.
Skorka took the worst of that one. He looks like he's looking for a couple bicuspids. 50-38, East Chicago Central after 3, and the crowd gets on their feet here at the John A. Barato Center because they know right now that it's payoff time here for East Chicago Central, who have not won a sectional since 2008. And Tech Credit Union can help you get the cash you need for home improvements, education costs, travel, or any other purpose. Unlock your home's equity with a home equity loan featuring a 3.99 annual percentage rate, 7-year repayment term, and no closing costs. Best of all, with a fixed rate, your monthly payment won't change during your loan term. To learn more, visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call them at 800-276-TECH. That's 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union is an equal opportunity lender, federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration. Rates may change without notice.
Now is the time to visit Scapel Buick GMC in Maryville. Check out the 2016 new and redesigned GMC Terrain. Get 15% off MSRP on select Buick inventory, like the 8-passenger 2015 Enclave. Introducing GMC, the next generation of professional-grade vehicles. See why Scapel Buick GMC was named Dealer of the Year for the 5th year in a row. Visit them at 3209 West Lincoln Highway, 2 miles west of I-65 on US 30. Call 219-769-6381 or go online at scapelbuickgmc.com for more information.
Fresh 8 minutes on the clock here. One of these teams is going to be putting the uniforms away for the spring. 50-38 lead for the Cardinals. Edwin Wilson's tray is off the mark. The rebound to Monix. Nick back the other way, right side to John Corey. Now Brandon Monix in the twilight zone. Back over to John. Nice defense by Devontae Jones. Got by Adams. Put it up and scored.
They needed that. Big basket by John. Just his second bucket of the game. Maybe that'll get him jump-started here in the fourth quarter.
Only 5 points for the 5'11 junior after getting 35 against the Scarlet and Gray from Morton High School.
Not done yet. 10 is not insurmountable.
Now DJ Nyson, and he's going to get fouled on the drive. That'll only be the third team foul on Lowell here in the second half. That'll be on Skorka.
The second on
Cleveland back in the lineup now, replacing Stubbs.
Surprised we haven't seen Hayden come back in. He's got 3 fouls, but they could use that inside presence.
Check that, replacing Wilson. Now Jamar Adams all the way to the rack, but he blew the bunny. Rebound down low, and a great job by Kuznard as he came in on the offensive glass, and he'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
Adams got to be kicking himself. That middle parted like the Red Sea that time and couldn't get the floater to go down.
Fouls on Grant Monix, his third. Calumet College of St. Joseph has the lowest tuition of any private college in Indiana. It offers traditional programs with flexible class schedules, accelerated programs to help adults earn their bachelor's degree in as little as 12 months, and master's programs specifically designed for working adults. Make CCSJ your university of choice. For more information on your future potential and upcoming spring enrollment, check out their website, ccsj.edu.
Kuznard knocked down the first one, Mike, and he's got the second as well. So 16 for Jermaine, and the Cards lead by 11. Or 12, rather, excuse me.
Lowell's got to start making a run here. Down by a dozen. His Mantis will get it out to Brandon Corey for the three, and he nailed it right in front of the student body.
Down to single digits. That's the first step.
Brandon Corey with his 55th home run ball of the year. 52-43 Cards. Now Devontae Jones trying to go back door, and they're going to call a hacking foul on Lowell on the drive.
Wow, that one seemed a little bit ticky-tack that time. They're going to get the Mantis on the foul.
Each team now with 5 team fouls here in the second half. So only one more to give, Frank.
Lowell thought they had Jefferson's pocket picked that time. The referee said, not so fast, my friend.
Now nice defense there by Brandon Corey on Jamar Adams. Now Kuznard got a half a step, goes in, rejected on the play nicely by Grant Monix. Now they go into the corner. Kuznard threw up an air ball. They ping-pong around, and the ball goes off of East Chicago. And Coach Turkovich didn't want that shot.
Nope. Chance for Lowell now to get it down even closer here. Just a hair over 6 minutes to go.
52-43, Chicago up by 9. Nice screen by Skorka. Three-pointer up and short by Corey. Now they battle for it on the floor. All kinds of floor burns going on, and it's picked up on the play by Mantis. Both teams laying it on the line here at the Barato Center.
1st and 10, RDP.
Mantis with a little runner in the lane. Couldn't get the kind roll. Kuznard the rebound for the Cards.
If that had gone down, it would have been 7.
That was a huge miss there. Just left it a little bit short. Louis Williams getting set to come into the ball game, a freshman.
See if they get Jefferson here isolated to kind of settle East Chicago down offensively. They're going to get a timeout. Oh, they're going to get a 5-second call.
Jefferson didn't move, and the official counted him down. 9th turnover now on the Cardinals. Cleveland will exit the lineup. And into the ball game is Lewis Williams, a 5'8 freshman, lightning quick in the backcourt. Timeout in the court with 5:34 remaining. We're going to keep it right here, Frank. 52-43, East Chicago Central over Lowell.
This spot sponsored by Schwartz Retson & Company, a certified public accounting firm serving both businesses and individuals in Northwest Indiana over the last 80 years. Located in Maryville, Schwartz Retson has a staff of over 30 professionals, making it the largest CPA firm in Northwest Indiana. Schwartz Retson specializes in audits, reviews, and compilations, tax planning and preparation, accounting services, business and personal financial planning, business valuations, and other requested engagements. Thanks for considering the professionals at Schwartz Retson for your tax, accounting, and assurance needs.
Fife Funeral Home, located at 4201 Indianapolis Boulevard in East Chicago, has been family-owned and operated in Northwest Indiana since 1898. They offer cremation and burial services, and they also provide for funeral pre-arrangement and insurance needs. The phone number for Fife Funeral Home in East Chicago, 219-398-3210.
Update from Crown Point, Mike. Through 3 quarters, Crown Point's extended the lead out to 5, 39-34 with 8 minutes to go.
So right now, if things hold up, we'll have a potential East Chicago Crown Point regional semifinal in game number 2 next Saturday. Lowell brings it up now, down by 9. They're not going anywhere yet. Brandon Corey now with the weave up high to Nick Mantis. Got a half a step on Adams. Tough shot from there. Couldn't get it to go. Devontae Jones rips down the board for the Cards.
That was not a good shot selection that time by the Red Devils. I'm sure they'd want to rethink that one.
Now Lewis Williams going to do his magic in the backcourt right now. Over here to Devontae Jones. Now bounce pass stolen on the play by John Corey. Took it up. Did not get it to go, and they're going to wave it off. They're going to say offensive goaltending on Grant Monix.
Oh, wow. Wow,
that's in the cylinder.
That was a great call, but what a tough break for the Red Devils. That would have brought the house down and got them within 7. Instead, timeout East Chicago.
Tough play there. Today's broadcast of Cardinals basketball brought to you in part by the Foundations of East Chicago. Whether on the court or in the community, the Foundations of East Chicago is committed to improving the quality of life for all East Chicago residents. We demonstrate the commitment through our scholarship programs, through financial support of local institutions like food pantries and churches, and by providing leadership and advice to help make our community the best that it can be. For more information, please visit our website, www.foundations-e-c.org. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Foundations-EC. Frank, maybe a little bit too soon to be going 4-quarter here with 5 minutes left.
Absolutely too soon. That's a lot of basketball. I'd be looking to put it in the hands of 23 and take my chances, but that's just me.
Not a bad strategy at this point. Scoring has certainly slumped off here in the second half. 52-43 lead. Now Williams quarterback in the offense. Left side to DJ, trying to beat the double team, and now they're going to say that he stepped on the sideline. Turnover number 10 on the Cardinals.
Cards with just 2 free throws by Cousinard here in the 4th quarter. As Lowell has done a nice job swarming defensively, forcing probably 3 or 4 turnovers in this quarter alone.
Each team with 5 team fouls, so only one more to give before sending the other to the line. Now they post up John Corey, and a push going to be called in the back on Williams. His first off the bench, 16 foul.
Well, that's their one foul to give, Mike, right there. And Lowell's had several chances to get this lead down to 7, or possibly 6 with a long one. See if they can get one. They have another chance here on this possession. It looks like Cleveland back in the ballgame.
Boy, Lowell with 6 missed free throws, and they trail the game by 9. Brandon Corey got the inbounds pass from brother John. Now John on the far side, head and shoulder fake. Here's a big shot, and he nailed it. Double deuce gets the Devils within 7.
That ended a 2.5-minute scoring drought for both teams.
4:19 remaining here in regulation. Jamar Adams now got a half a step bounce pass over to Kuznar. Took it in strong and got raked right across the face.
He got poked in the eye.
And right now he is writhing in pain in the lane. The foul will be on Mantis, and now that's 4 fouls on Nick Mantis. Oh, check that third. And right now the question is, can Kuznar shoot some free throws?
Yeah.
Attorney Lonnie Randolph supports his community by sponsoring a portion of East Chicago Central Cardinals basketball on regional radio sports and RRSN.com. Attorney Randolph specializes in trial, criminal, civil, personal injury, and property issues. His law office is located at 1919 East Columbus Drive in East Chicago. For more information and to schedule an appointment, give Lonnie a call, 219-397-5531.
Nice job by Adams going over there. A little encouragement for Cousinard as he kind of readies himself now to shoot these 2 free throws. He's 4 or 5 in the ball game at the free throw line.
Just and as I say the first one.
Yep.
Broadcaster's jinx.
He's had a solid ball game, though. 16 points tonight for the 6'3 junior.
That's right, at his average at 16-9 a game. One more for the junior, and he split them. It's 53-45 Cards, up by 9-8 halfway through the fourth quarter.
Boy, a 3 here would be huge for the Red Devils.
Brandon Corey outside to Mantis. Drives it now on Kuznar, out to Brandon at the left elbow. Now John Corey got a half a step, goes into the lane, puts up wild shot, no good. Damian Jefferson the rebound for the Cardinals. Kuznar now off the right side, took it in, rejected by Skorka, and now they battle for it, and the ball will stay with the Cardinals.
Boy, great. John Corey once again hitting the floor. He's just laying it all on the line, especially at the defensive end, picking up some at the offensive end as well. Great, just a great hustle player for the Red Devils.
Nice weak side defense, but DJ the hoop to harm the foul. And a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play as the weak side defense came up too late.
They just lobbed it into DJ that time, and as you say, defense a little slow in arriving. That's going to be the 4th foul on Mantis now as well. That's key as also as the Cards with a little breathing room now back up 10.
And now make it 11 as DJ gets his 27th point. Redmond getting set to come in now. Brandon Corey now up high, 56-45 Cardinals, 3:30 remaining. It's do or die time now for RDP, and John Corey cannot respond. DJ the rebound. He's got Kuznar off the right side. Alley-oop knocked away. Devontae Jones banked it up, no good. Devontae got the rebound out to Kuznar. Spinorama move, and he banked it up and in. That gets the crowd on their feet with 3:11 remaining in the ballgame. East Chicago Central 58 and Lowell 45 as Kuznar and Jefferson with the assassin's mentality on the offensive glass.
That might have been the stake in the heart right there. Those last 2 possessions. Elvis Jewelers is Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland's oldest and most trusted jeweler. Trust our family to offer you the highest and best prices for your unwanted jewelry, gold and silver coins, watches, and diamonds of all sizes. You'll be surprised how much it's worth at Albert's. We also buy gold and offer loans on jewelry up to $100,000. Albert's Jewelers has 2 locations to serve you, 711 Main Street in Cherville and South Lake Mall in Maryville. For more information, call the Maryville store, 219-769-1976, and the Cherville location, 219-322-2700, or visit them on the web at albertsjewelers.com.
East Chicago Central 3:11 away from their first sectional championship in 8 years. Brandon Corey brings it over the midcourt stripe, gets a moving screen from Skorka, took it up, rejected by Cleveland.
It's going to be a foul.
Let's see if Jamar Adams get caught with his fingers in the cookie jar there. Nope, they're going to give it on Charlie.
That's 4 on Cleveland, and Brandon Corey to the line. And Mike, you have to wonder when East Chicago was quiet there at the start of the fourth quarter. Lowell had several opportunities to cut into that lead and didn't do it. And you couple that with the missed free throws tonight. If ifs and nuts or candy or whatever Coach Giesman says, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. The what if game could be discussed all off season.
Brandon Corey now with 5 in the quarter, 15 in the game. 3 minutes remaining. East Chicago up by 11. Couisnard all the way up and under, missed the shot, and the rebound down on the play to Grant Monix for the Red Devils.
That might not have been a good time to rush a shot when you got a double-digit lead late in the game.
Now Jefferson with great weak side defense as he knocked it away from Skorka. Mantis will come back in now for Coach Delgado, replacing Grant Monix.
Pretty much a must score every possession now for the Red Devils.
And a must hold, too.
They're going to have to count on some missed free throws, I think, for East Chicago.
Now John Corey left wide open. High arching three, and he nailed it, and that's a start. He's got 10. And now a turnover on the play as Cleveland went over the baseline. And that is a huge turnover on the Cardinals. The lead now cut down to 8.
Well, let's see where this goes.
Home run ball will make it a 2-possession game with still plenty of time left. John Corey trying to do that, threw up an air ball. That's a huge miss there, and the rebound down, and he threw it away from Cleveland. Fortunately for East Chicago, Jefferson was there.
But then he lost it out of bounds.
12 turnovers of the Cardinals now starting to have the wheels come off the apple cart here.
You talked earlier in the quarter about too soon to go 4 corners. Well, now's the time. Now's the time you do want it when you've got a multiple possession advantage here with just over 2 minutes to go.
58-50 East Chicago, 2:11 remaining. Taking it to the rack is Brandon Corey, and he drew the foul on Jamar Adams. And now Lowell with a chance to get some points on the board and make it a 2-possession game. Automasters supports their community by sponsoring a portion of today's game. They're located at 6817 Calumet Avenue in Hammond, and they're an ASC certified repair shop specializing in electrical, computer, brake, shock repair, and tune-ups. Automasters also does towing. For more information and to schedule an appointment, give Automasters a call, 931-2702. We're right in your neighborhood.
Yet another miss for the Red Devils.
Couisnard's got a huge welt above his eye. Was that Brandon?
Yes.
So he splits the free throws.
7-point lead for East Chicago as we hit 2 minutes.
58-51 Cards. Couisnard now up high, and a reach-in foul going to be called on Redmond.
That's probably a good spot for a foul there. So only the 8th team foul on the Red Devils, so it'll be a 1 and bonus situation here with 1:55 left. If they can get a miss here and get a bucket, they can get it down to 2 possessions, but it's sitting at 3 right now.
Couisnard battling that injury to the eye area, and he got the front end. Ice water in the veins for the junior. He now has joined Jefferson with over 20 points tonight.
He's done a good, solid job at the line as well. 6 out of 8.
One more for the 6'3 forward. Eyes, flies, got them both. Nothing but the bottom of the net. 60-51. Cardinals up by 9.
We're going to need a long one here.
Corey with the basketball up high as Brandon now dribbles on Adams, picks up a screen out to John Corey. Good job by Devontae Jones. Up and under, couldn't get it to go. And the rebound down to Couisnard. And a reach-in foul called on Zach Redmond, his 3rd. Today's broadcast of Cardinals basketball is brought to us by the Foundations of East Chicago, whether on the court or in the community. The Foundations of East Chicago is committed to improving the quality of life for all East Chicago residents. We demonstrate the commitment through our scholarship programs, through financial support of local institutions like food pantries and churches, and by providing leadership and advice to help make our community the best that it can be. For more information, please visit our website, www.foundations-e-c.org. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Foundations-E-C.
Couisnard hits the first free throw. Quick update from Crown Point. Valpo right back in it. Just under 4 minutes to go. 43-42 Dogs.
Couisnard gets 2 big free throws to put East Chicago back up by 11. with a $1:38 remaining in the ball game. So the ball game over in the Hub City, Frank, going right down to the wire.
Yeah, that one looks like it's going down to the wire for the right to, at this point, you'd have to think East Chicago looking pretty good. Barring a miracle by the Red Devils here, it's certainly possible with the way they shoot three-pointers, but they're going to need 3 or 4 at least here in the final 98 seconds. John Corey's been getting hot, and so has Brandon knocked one down earlier this quarter. But Mantis has been quiet here in the fourth quarter. You're going to need a couple of those guys to step up here if they have any hope whatsoever of pulling this one out.
Yeah, for a while there you had a chance to maybe just go for twos, but right now you got to really go for the home run ball here.
East Chicago beat Crown Point back in earlier in February. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. They beat them early in February, 80-73.
On this court in a game we did on RRSN.com.
Yep. I believe that was a Saturday afternoon game.
2008, the last time that East Chicago won a sectional. They had a nice run there in the early part of the millennium.
Of course, they made it to they won the bundle in 07 with Etwan Moore and Kawan Short and company.
1:33 remaining. 62-51. Mantis off the right side. Pass, and he turned it over. DJ got the rebound. He's 1-on-3. Coast to coast. Blew the jam. But they're going to call a foul, and DJ will go to the line to shoot a pair. 11 turnover on Lowell.
That should do it here, Mike. As Jefferson, now it's going to be a 2-shot foul for the senior. That foul on Monix is 4th.
DJ has certainly been steady at the line this season at 73%. 27 in the game, still at 27.
27 and holding.
Kuznard this quarter is now 7 of 8 from the line, 23 points in the game. East Chicago's only had 2 field goals here in the fourth quarter.
Well, when you're knocking down the free throws,
Missed
them both. Still a little life left for the Red Devils.
1:18 remaining as Mantis goes coast to coast. Blew the bunny. Skorka hung on the rim. And the rebound down to DJ. Jefferson back the other way, and he draws the foul on Grant Monix, and he's gone.
That's going to be it. And the Cardinal fans, they can taste it now.
It's been a long time for the folks here on Columbus Drive.
Been a great season. Little brother not handling it very well, and big brother Hayden trying to settle Grant down. This Red Devil program's in good shape.
Oh yeah,
there's no question about it. They'll be back in this position again, I suspect.
Yeah, they're going to lose Brandon Corey along with Hayden Monix, but they got just about everybody else back.
Yeah, this is a strong program now. Coach Delgado's done a magnificent job. You mentioned Coach of the Year candidate. Jefferson's got 29 now.
1 minute remaining in the game. East Chicago up by 13. Brandon Corey passed down to Skorka, and Cleveland fouls him. The last thing he wanted to do.
He's gone now too.
Charlie will foul out with 2 points. He'll get a nice hand. Louis Williams will be in there to just dribble the basketball. So it's 1 and the bonus here for Brett Skorka. He's a 52% free throw shooter. He's missed 3 of 4 so far tonight. 5 in the ball game for the junior. And he missed the front end. DJ got the rebound, but then walked with the basketball.
Yep. Came down with the ball. And great job by the referees tonight. They've been in total control of this game, and no controversial calls whatsoever tonight. A clean ball game. They've done it. This has been an outstanding job. One of the best officiated games you'll see.
Brandon Corey's 3 off the mark as Kuznard got the rebound and then got hogtied on the far side by Skorka. So we'll go back the other way for some free throws. Today's broadcast of Cardinals basketball has been brought to you in part by the Foundations of East Chicago. Whether on the court or in the community, the Foundations of East Chicago is committed to improving the quality of life for all East Chicago residents. We demonstrate the commitment to our scholarship programs, to financial support of local institutions like food pantries and churches, and by providing leadership and advice to help make our community be the best that it can be. For more information, please visit our website, www.foundations-e-c.org. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Foundations-E-C. First free throw for Jermaine is up and good. He'll get one more.
24 for him. Make it 25. He's in the zone.
Certainly a candidate for our Center Bank performer of the ball game for the Cards.
There's nothing going down for Lowell.
Now Jefferson is going to get fouled in the backcourt. And Skorka gets up a little bit worse for the wear on that one. 46 seconds remaining. East Chicago Central up now 66-51. They're going to take on the winner of Valparaiso and Crown Point. Hopefully we can get some updates on that one as we go down the road here.
Last we had was 3:49 left. The Bulldogs were up a point, so we'll try and get you a final here before we go off and see who the Cards will be playing next week. There's 30.
Jefferson and Kuznard making a living at the free throw line this quarter.
Far cry from their first meeting.
Jefferson now has hit his last 4. Kuznard hit his last 6. 44 seconds remaining. Brandon Corey now trying to beat the double team. Nick Mantis in the corner left it short. Jefferson another defensive rebound. Outside to Kuznard, and
nice job.
Coach Turkovich says bring it back out. Now Williams will dribble right through the defense, and he got his pocket picked with 25 seconds remaining.
First time since 08, you say.
You think about East Chicago, they've won 13 sectionals in the last 28 years, but they haven't won one since 08, so you know what happened before then.
Well, they were the dominant team in the earliest portion of the 2000s, there's no question. But then Munster went on a tear and started owning the section along with Westside, I believe, winning. Didn't they win state in that period of time as well?
John Boyd took them down there in 02 when they had Christmas and that group.
Right. Williams missed the first of 2.
Now Jason Corley is going to come into the ball game along with Shaman Abram. And they're going to get a curtain call for both Kuznard along with Damian Jefferson. He's got a big welt on that left eye.
Yep. Well, he'll have a week to work on it as they get ready for the regional next week against either the Bulldogs or the Vikings.
So Lewis Williams gets the first free throw and gets on the scoreboard. You must have made them both, right?
No, you made just the second.
Oh, second one. Okay, sorry about that.
A turnover that time on the Red Devils, and going to get another foul this time on Durr for the Red Devils.
12 turnovers on Lowell in the ball game. East Chicago with 13. After the game, we'll name our Center Bank performers of the game for both sides.
But the final score is not going to really be indicative of what a good job Lowell played. They just could not get the baskets when they needed to in the second half. They made a couple of runs at it, got down to 7 in the fourth quarter. Could not get any closer than that when they really needed to.
In the corner on the shot there on the play by newly inserted number 34, Hunter Van Houten.
Durr on the rebound.
Who was that, Frank?
Noah Durr.
Noah Durr gets
there it is.
And that's it. The East Chicago Central Cardinals have won the 2016 Class 4A Sectional 1 Championship as they knocked off the Lowell Red Devils by a score of 71-53. So after losing in the regular season by 21, they come back and they win by 18. So a big turnaround there, Frank, between the regular season and the postseason.
Oh my, from Bulldog Gymnasium. at the end of 4. 49-49 tie. They're going to overtime in the sectional championship.
So we're still waiting to find out who the opponent is going to be of the East Chicago Central Cardinals. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll gather our scoring summary, and then we'll head down to the court for some post-game interviews as well. 71-53, East Chicago Central over Lowell on RRSN.com and Regional Radio Sports.
State Farm Insurance reports that 1 in 3 drivers is cruising around in a state of skepticism about just how much value their car insurance company is delivering. If you're one of them, State Farm can help you get to a better state because they'll talk with you, listen to you, and help you put together a policy that has you written all over it. From cost to coverage, all backed by 24/7 customer support. In Griffith, Tom Jerome at 821 West 45th Street. Call Tom at 924-1199. In Griffith, Ken Weldon, 124 North Griffith Boulevard. Call Ken at 922-6200. And in Valparaiso, Rob Rudegas, 835 Lincoln Way. Call Rob at 476-7444. Get to a better state with State Farm.
Like a good neighbor.
Looking to start a new career at a cutting-edge, exciting, and globally competitive company? Enroll in Steelworker for the Future, a 2.5-year associate degree program offered at select community colleges, and you'll be prepared for a high-paying career at ArcelorMittal, the world's leading steel company. Graduates may be hired as maintenance technicians, earning an average of $90,000 per year, plus benefits. Your future with the leader in steel starts now. Visit steelworkerforthefuture.com today.
There's always a moment of truth where it's either put up or shut up. We were yelling our hearts out. Even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continue to push. I don't know where the pain went to, but all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
At Horizon Bank, we're more than just your hometown bank. We're your neighbor. Whether you're ready to get a loan for your next family vacation, that new car you've had your eye on, a much-needed renovation, your dream home, or your business. Trust the local lenders at Horizon Bank for the loan you need. Local people making local decisions. Visit HorizonBank.com.
Horizon Bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You get to the top, get hooked in, and then you look over the edge. I was like, no way am I jumping off this tower. I'm staying right here. I'm like, am I ever going to be good enough to be a Marine? When it was all said and done, watching the car guard raise the American flag, I thought, I am a United States Marine.
PFC Keith Balkin knows you don't join the Marines, you become one. Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Mike Knezovich, Frank Keel back with you here at the East Chicago Central Sectional as Jermaine Cousinard cuts off a couple twine here. Let's take a look at our final statistics, Frank, and I'm going to head out there to the court and get us some post-game reaction from the student-athletes out there at East Chicago Central.
All right, Mike. East Chicago wins at 71-53. They were led in scoring by Damian Jefferson, of course. 31 points, so just over his average tonight. Damian with a dozen baskets. He also added 7 of 9 from the free throw line for his 31 points. He was joined by Jermaine Cousinard, 25 points for him, including a couple of three-pointers, and an impressive 11 of 13 from the foul line tonight for Cousinard. 4 points for Elian Stubbs, 4 points off the bench for Edwin Wilson, 3 points for Lewis Williams, all at the free throw line, 2 points apiece for Charlie Cleveland and Jamar Adams. Get this, Mike. East Chicago, 23 of 49 from the field, so about 45%. But how about 23 of 28 from the foul line, 82% for the Cardinals. They had 12 turnovers, about 4 or 5 of them coming in the fourth quarter. But a great job from the foul line tonight for East Chicago, especially in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter alone, East Chicago, 17 of 21 from the line just in the fourth quarter. That's getting it done. Meanwhile, for Lowell, they bow out of the tournament with a mark of 20-6. They were led by Nick Mantis, the 6'3" junior, who had 20 points, all coming in the first 3 quarters. He had 7 baskets, 3 of them three-pointers, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. 16 points for Brandon Corey, 8 in each half. He had 3 3-pointers in the ball game. 10 points for John Corey, 7 of those coming in the fourth quarter. 5 points off the bench for Brett Skorka, 2 points off the bench for Noah Durr at the end of the ball game. Lowell was 18 of 57 from the field, 32%. Meanwhile, from the foul line, they were 7 of 16 for 44% on the evening. Mike's headed down to the court to see if he can get some interviews with the victorious Cardinals, who are now 18-5 on the season. We're still awaiting who they're going to be playing in the regional, as Crown Point and Valparaiso have gone to overtime over at Bulldog Gymnasium, and they'll be playing in the first game. Or check that, they'll play in the second game at the Michigan City Regional. The winners from Plymouth and Elkhart Central will be playing in game number 1. That's expected to be Warsaw and perhaps Riley, who won the regional over there last season. East Chicago led the entire second half. Lowell could get no closer after a lot of lead changes in the first quarter. Lowell's last lead was 22-21 at the 6:19 mark of the second quarter. East Chicago then took the lead at 23-22 shortly after, and Lowell never got the lead back after that point in the ball game. As East Chicago extended out to a 9-point lead, had it cut to 38-30 at the end of the first half, and then Lowell could not get any closer as East Chicago started the second half with 6 straight points, and Lowell could get no closer than 7 the rest of the way, as Cardinals put it away at the foul line. As we mentioned, 17 of 21 in the fourth quarter to salt this one away and to earn their first sectional title since 2008, a 71-53 victory for East Chicago here tonight at the Barado Center. Mike making his way, trying to weave his way through a very packed crowd, and Mike is ready to go here. He's on the floor, and take it away, Mike.
We're going to talk right now to Jermaine Kuznard, Frank. He's talking to the media right now, so we'll get in there and get his reaction.
You do a lot of work, too. You kind of like Batman's Robin or what?
Yeah. That's like my brother. We've been playing together since 6th grade. So it's like Batman and Robin. We just work hard together, push each other in practice, guard each other, make each other better.
Been playing since when?
Huh?
How long you guys been playing together?
We've been playing since 6th grade.
6th grade?
Yeah. Most of us on the team been playing since 6th grade, since the new upcoming freshman.
What do you think was the key to coming out and getting the win tonight?
Give them one shot. Give them one shot and pressure the ball. That was our goal. Pressure the ball and give them one shot. That's all we had to do.
The effort defensively, you said pressing the ball, stopping them from taking those 3 points. What was it like being part of that celebration as well?
Man, it was great. I've never been a part of no celebration like this. It's a great feeling to be a sectional championship.
How's your forehead right now after taking that shot across the face when you were going to the rack?
To be honest, I don't really care about it. I'm a sectional championship. That's all I'm worried about.
Did it affect your free throw shooting at all?
The first one, I was really dizzy, but the second one, I came out and shot it. So I got over there.
Now, what was the mindset, Jermaine, coming into this one after losing to them during the regular season by 21?
We just came out to play hard, defend our home court, and win the section. We ain't won a section since 2008, so we wanted to be the first one to make history.
Congratulations, Jermaine.
All right, thank you.
Jermaine Kuznard joining us here, Frank, and certainly has really paid the dues out there. He's got a big welt on that forehead right now, and We're going to talk to Coach Turkovich here in a second as well. As 71-53 on the scoreboard here, first sectional championship for the Cardinals since 2008. Frank, I'll go ahead and send it. You keep it right here? Okay, we'll keep it right here. Yep. I'll tell you what, let's send it back to you. Do some recaps here, and then we'll come back down.
All right, Mike, great job there on the floor here at the Barato Center. Getting Jermaine Cousinard. As you mentioned, he doesn't care really about that welt that he sustained in the third quarter, I believe it was. As he took a shot in the lane and was able to knock down one of two free throws, I believe, and he was fine the rest of the way. He's happy to be a sectional champion, I should say. This crew, he mentioned, been together since the 6th grade. Come up through the ranks here at East Chicago together, and they made a little bit of history, breaking the drought, so to speak, here at East Chicago and winning the sectional championship for the first time in 8 years, 71-53 over Lowell tonight, ending their season at 20-6. Meanwhile, the Cards will live on and to play another week next Saturday. That game will probably be here on rrsn.com. Check for the time next week. I believe it'll be right around sometime between 11:30 and noon next Saturday East Central Time over at Michigan City High School, the Wolves Den, as East Chicago awaits the winner of Crown Point and Valparaiso. And this just in, they've gone to a second overtime over at double overtime. That's right, double overtime. Over at Crown Point High School, 51-all. And Mike, if you can hear me, nope. He's on the floor. He's waiting to hook up with Coach Turkovich. So 51-51 now as they head to a second overtime over at Crown Point High School. The winner will get East Chicago next week over at Michigan City. We want to thank all our sponsors for tonight's game for helping us out to make this broadcast possible. And, of course, all the great supporters of East Chicago basketball all season long here on rrsn.com. The ride's not over yet. The journey continues for East Chicago next week at the regionals, hopefully into the regional finals next Saturday evening. They would take on the winner of the Plymouth sectional or the Elkhart Central sectional. We're going to check that out here, see if we got finals on either of those games. Those games started on Eastern time, and looks like Mike is about ready to talk to Coach Turkovich. And Mike, you're about ready
to bring on Charlie Cleveland right now, Frank. He's kind of just getting a lot of well wishes over here. Multiple sport athlete for this team that's certainly gone through a lot, not only on the gridiron but as well here on the hardwood. And we're going to bring the young man over here right now. Charlie, congratulations on the sectional championship. How do you feel right now, buddy?
Man, this is a dream come true. We've been saying since 6th grade we go get a sectional in 2016. Hopefully we go all over the state.
Well, Charlie, it's been a great ride for you, multiple sport athlete over here. How has it been going through the physical rigors on the gridiron and now through a full regular season here at basketball?
Well, it's tough sometimes because the football injuries carry over the basketball season. But for the most part, I love both sports, so it's the thing I want to do, so I'm going to do it.
You've been really a great force on the boards for this team, but a lot of times you have to kind of sacrifice the glory of the offensive points to DJ and Jermaine. How's that been to go through for you in that role that you accept?
It's no problem, you know. My main sport is football. They love basketball. I mean, I love basketball, but this is their future, so it's no problem at all.
What is the mindset? What was the mindset after getting beat by this team by 21 in the regular season coming into the game tonight?
We're going to get them. You know, we knew that we could do it because all we have to do is stop the Corey brothers. So we did that, and we came out with the victory.
Well, congratulations, Charlie. The Crown Point Valpo game's in double overtime right now, so we're still waiting to find out who you're going to play next Saturday. But congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Charlie Cleveland has joined us, and we're going to get Edwin Wilson going to come over here right now as well. And Edward, congratulations on the victory out here. How does it feel now to pick up the first sectional championship since 2008?
Feel good. They give us that motivation to know that we can do this. Compared to every team in the state, man, anything is possible.
How has it been for you this year coming off the bench for Coach and giving him that spark that he needs offensively?
Playing that role, man, we got to stick to our roles. We got players that can score the ball. We got players that can play defense. We got players that can rebound the ball. So it's just an all-team thing. We all fitting in the team as one. That's how we go get the victory.
What was the difference tonight versus the regular season game? I know obviously you guys shot the free throws a lot better, and also talk a little bit about the mindset coming in here after getting beat pretty good by them over there at the pit.
When we first visited, man, I'm lost of words right now, man. We just won sections. But the first time we went in flat, they beat us pretty badly, man. Today we just had to even the score and get the sectional championship.
Well, congratulations, Edwin. You guys are still waiting to find out if it's going to be Crown Point or Valpo. They're in double overtime right now, so enjoy this one for a while. We'll see you next Saturday.
All right, thank you.
Edwin Wilson joining us here as well. Congratulations to him. We're going to try to get a couple more players. We're also going to try to get Coach Turkovich if we can. The Turkovich family right now got the trophy in front of us there. Pete's mom has got the trophy, and I'm going to try to get Pete over here. They're gonna try to get a family portrait over here as well as everybody's sitting there with the trophy over here. Hey Pete, can I get you real quick, Pete? All right. Pete Turkovich, the head coach of East Chicago, joining us here. And Coach, congratulations on the victory out here today. Tell us your emotions right now and sharing this with your family.
Well, it is my family, obviously, but it's more about the kids of East Chicago. These kids have never experienced this in 4 years. Every kid that's a senior right now, this is their fourth or their last chance. Not just the basketball players. I'm not just talking about our three seniors. I'm talking about all the students and everything. They haven't experienced this thing. And look, did you see how happy they were? Did you see how the celebration? I mean, it's there's nothing like it. You can't get it any other way.
What was the mindset here, Coach, coming into this one after losing at their place during the regular season?
Well, again, when we were playing, as you well know because you followed us, we were going down. We were letting teams get leads on us, and we were making miraculous recoveries. And the team had that mindset that they thought they could always do that, and it wouldn't bite them. Well, I didn't want it to happen in the tournament. I wanted it to happen in the regular season. So, that saying, sometimes it's better to lose? That was one of those occasions. Remember in 2007 when we lost to Lake Central? That was another one of those occasions that, hey, it wakes the guys up. Take nothing away from this Lowell team. They played great then. They played hard tonight. Obviously, we played a little bit better.
What was it like to see Jermaine go through that, get that big welt on the forehead, and be able to come back and shoot those free throws for you?
Exactly. Think about the toughness of his mental attitude right then. That's how bad these kids wanted it. I mean, I just, all through the year, I always questioned whether these kids were mentally ready to play. But then they always backed it up. They always came. So, they kind of grew on me. But I knew this week, every single game, that they were ready.
Give you a wrap-up, Coach. Your thoughts now. It's either going to be Crown Point or Valpo. They're in double overtime right now. So a Duneland team facing you guys. Two region teams going at it in Michigan City. Isn't that going to be a blast?
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. Obviously we were there a couple times in the mid 2000s, and we're going to come back. We're going to there again.
Thanks for everything, Coach. Congratulations. Pete Turkovich, the head coach of East Chicago. Let's send it back to Frank, and we'll try to get a couple more for you.
All right, Mike, great job. We're going to update some scores from around the state, some other sectional championships. As it relates to the teams going into Michigan City, we do have finals now. South Bend Riley over at Plymouth beat the host Pilgrims 60-54. So Riley returns to the regionals after winning it last year. They'll face Warsaw in the first game. Warsaw escapes over at Elkhart Central as the Tigers win 38-35 over the host Blazers. So it'll be Riley and Warsaw in game number one. I believe that'll be a 10 o'clock tip-off over at Michigan City. And then East Chicago will play the winner of Crown Point and Valparaiso in game number two, with the winners meeting for the regional title next Saturday night. Some other games in 3A. We don't have a final yet from Griffith and Hammond High. We do know that Andrean lost to Twin Lakes down at Rensselaer 65-54. Twin Lakes moves on to the regional. Mishawaka Marion had to go to overtime for the second straight night. They beat the Culver Academy 51-44 in overtime. Northwestern beat Maconaquah 37-34, so I believe it'll be Griffith or Hammond against Mishawaka Marion in the opener, and Twin Lakes against Northwestern in the 3A second ball game there. In 2A, did not get a final on Bishop Knoll and River Forest. We do have the other finals, though. Michigan City Marquette beat Knox 70-51. Westview beat Prairie Heights in overtime 48-46. And Fort Wayne Canterbury beat South Adams 65-62. So Knoll and Marquette likely to meet in game 1 if Knoll wins. Westview and Fort Wayne Canterbury in game number 2. And just got an update that Crown Point leading by 3 with 24 seconds left in regulation. Rather, in the second overtime, the Bulldogs up by 3 with 24 seconds left in that one to see if they can advance on to play East Chicago next week. Finally, moving on to 1A, we know Gary 21st Century came back and beat Morgan Township. That one was 54-48 for Gary 21st Century. South Newton hung on and beat Pioneer 43-40. It was Triton in their gymnasium. No trouble with Oregon Davis, 55-36. Fort Wayne Blackhawk also easily tonight over Elkhart Christian, 76-43. So they'll move on to the regionals as well. Mike is ready with another guest. Mike,
I'm going to see if we can get DJ on here, Frank, real quick. Hey. He's right now talking to some fans.
CP up by 3 with 25 seconds to go.
So Crown Point now up by 3 with 20-some seconds to go in that ball game. So keep tabs on that. DJ, Damian Jefferson going to join us here. And Damian, congratulations on the victory out here. How does it feel picking up the first sectional in East Chicago history since 2008?
Well, it feels good. You know what I'm saying? Coming out on my home court in front of my home fans, doing it in front of my family and friends. It's just a blessing. We all blessed. Before the game, I had somebody speak a prayer upon me and my team, and I knew that we was gonna hold them out. They're a very tough team. I tip my hat to them. They're a very tough team, but we came out here and got the job done today.
What was the difference between the regular season game against Lowell and tonight?
We just came out sloppy. We shot too many shots. This game, coach told us just get to the basket, everything to the basket, and that's what happened. We made a couple threes, but everything was to the basket. Coach told me that when I go to the basket, I'm very hard to stop, and I just listened to him. He's a very good coach, and he knows what he's talking about.
You and Jermaine have been playing basketball together forever. What was it like to see him get that big welt on the forehead and still be able to have the poise to shoot those free throws?
Well, you know that's my brother. All these guys on this team is my blood brothers. I wouldn't do it. I would, man. I can't even describe how much love I got for them. These my brothers, man. You know, when I saw that happen, I got mad. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was a very shaky call, but you couldn't say nothing about it. They're the refs, but I was mad, and that we fed off that. We came in together. We just said it's gonna be some tough ones like this. This game 7. It's game 7. It's gonna be some tough ones like this. So obviously we pulled it out.
And DJ, give you a wrap up now. Right now, we're in double overtime between Crown Point and Valpo. Crown Point up by 3. Your thoughts on playing one of those two Duneland teams next Saturday?
Like I just told the other reporter, no matter who we play, we're not stopping for nobody. Nobody. We got one goal, and we're not stopping for nobody.
Well, congratulations, Damian. Best of luck next Saturday.
Thank you.
Damian Jefferson joining us here with a post-game interview. Frank, we'll send it back to the air, and hopefully we'll find out who they're going to play.
Yeah, we're still waiting for a final update. Mike, as they're still going on over at Bulldog Gymnasium, as the Cards have been the sectional champs for quite some time now. We know the other two teams that will play at Michigan City, Mike. Riley and Warsaw were victorious. Yeah, so it'll be Riley and Warsaw in game 1 next week. Probably 10 o'clock. Probably a 10 o'clock tip, I believe, for that one. Next Saturday, and then East Chicago against the winner of the Crown Point sectional, which we're breathlessly awaiting the outcome of if Crown Point can put it away, or if they'll go to a third overtime, or what's happening. But obviously, a classic at Bulldog Gym tonight.
No doubt. We're still kind of waiting for the final on that one. Hopefully, we can get it before we sign off here, Frank. But you know, I thought that Coach Turkovich really summed it up well, talking about this is about the kids. And, you know, here's a guy that has won multiple state, collegiate, and pro championships. No, that's okay. I'm on the air, but that's all right. They're in double overtime. Crown Point and Valparaiso. Yeah. There's about 20 seconds left. Crown Point's up by 3. Warsaw and South Bend Riley won. Yep. So, you talk about a great regional, Frank. You got the defending regional champion. You got a team with only one loss in Warsaw.
How's this for a possibility? We could have a rematch. How often does that happen in the regional? You could possibly have a Riley Crown Point rematch.
Right.
Well, almost with not a completely different cast, but not a lot of the same players are back for. I don't think for either club.
For Riley, for sure, they got a lot of freshmen and sophomores on that team last year.
And Gilon is the main guy for Crown Point, but other than him, not.
Okay, that's just an announcement about the building, so I thought maybe they were announcing who they were going to play.
But obviously these Cardinals are going to have a lot to say with who gets in, who makes it in that second ball game next week over at Michigan City.
Coach Turkovich now cutting down the nets here, getting the last twine. He sends it down to his son, Petey.
One thing I was impressed with, Mike, and that I kind of gathered from the interview with the kids is that they were hungry for it. You could just tell by what they were saying that they really wanted it. I mean, and they were really. I thought they were really focused. Some of these Chicago teams in the past have not been as focused. They've kind of taken it for granted, maybe that they were playing in their home gym, or that they're just going to go out there and play ball, and the other team's going to roll over. Well, that wasn't the case. This team was determined tonight, I think, more so than. I wouldn't say compared to other teams, but you could just tell that their level of intensity tonight was there, and it was evident by even what they said after the ball game.
So local winners, Gary, 21st Century over there in 1A action.
It's now a final. Crown Point wins it 59-54 in double overtime.
So the Bulldogs taking on the East Chicago Central Cardinals. That game was played earlier this year, Frank, over here, and East Chicago won 80-73.
I think it'll be a complete, much like the East Chicago Lowell game. I think it'll be a completely different ball game second time around. Hard to beat a good team like that twice, but East Chicago is certainly capable. I mean, if they're going to shoot 23 out of 28 from the foul line and get the kind of games that they got from Jefferson and Cousinard next week, they're going to be awfully hard to stop.
Didn't get a chance because I was on the floor. Did Griffith win in 3A?
We did not get a final on that one. We did not get a Bishop Knoll final either.
What about Marquette? Did Marquette
win?
Rolled?
Yep.
Okay, they rolled, and of course Gary 21st Century beating Morgan Township after Morgan led that ball game at the half. So right now, do we know, is Gary 21st going to play Triton? Did they come through?
Triton won.
Okay.
And then Fort Wayne Canterbury won, I believe, also in 1A. As we update the score here. Now we got a final. Griffith wins 65-53. So I believe they'll play Marion, who went to overtime for the second night in a row against Culver Academy of all teams. But they prevailed 51-44. So I believe it's Griffith and Marion in the first game.
Ball game, yep.
And then Twin Lakes gets Northwestern. So you'd have to think what Twin Lakes heavily favor in that one.
Right.
But Griffith's going to have their hands full with Marion.
So we're still waiting to find out about Bishop Knoll and River Forest.
Yes, we did not have a final on that. We know Marquette, Westview, and Fort Wayne Canterbury are the other three teams in 2A. And then in single A, it'll be Gary 21st Century against Triton, I guess. And then South Newton against Fort Wayne Blackhawk. That could be a pretty good ball game as well.
Frank, your final thoughts here. Was great working with you out here tonight. Terrific, stellar performance as usual. And we got a chance to see an East Chicago team here that right now is on a mission.
It's great to be doing hoops. Great to be get back together with you. We haven't been together. We get together about once a year. So it's great being with you and Ryan. And great ball game for East Chicago tonight. They showed a lot of intensity at both ends of the floor, and they really earned this sectional championship. Lowell had a phenomenal season, and as we said toward the end of the game, their arrow is pointing up. with this program. They were a doormat for a long time when it came to basketball, and Coach Delgado has done a magnificent job with this program. A 20-win team in Lowell. That happens about like an 80-degree day in February around here. So, and to beat East Chicago for the first time in school history last month, quite an accomplishment. They won the share of the conference championship. They got to the sectional finals. This team is going in the right direction. They don't lose much next year. Mantis is coming back. John Corey's coming back. Grant Monix will be back. Skorka will be here as well. Noah Durr's only a sophomore. It looks like he's an up-and-coming player. This is going to be a solid team, and it would not shock me a bit if they're back in this same spot next year. And they'll get another crack at East Chicago, I'm sure.
We want to thank our season sponsors of our award-winning and positive promotion and coverage of student-athletes on Regional Radio Sports Network, LLC, and they include State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. ArcelorMittal, guiding the evolution of steel, creating opportunities in the industry to redefine excellence and transform tomorrow. Scapel Buick GMC, located at 3209 West Lincoln Highway on Route 30 in Maryville. Centier Bank, independently owned and operated, serving 44 locations in Lake Porter, LaPorte, and Marshall counties. The United States Marine Corps, the few, the proud, the Marines. If you think you have what it takes, call 1-800-MARINES or log on to marines.com. Albert's Diamond Jewelers of Cherville, Indiana, in business for over 100 years, and they simply have the largest selection of brilliant diamonds in the Midwest. Teachers Credit Union, TCU provides many products and services that can help keep your finances on track. Visit them online at tcunet.com. By Levin Tire, with 7 convenient Northwest Indiana locations. Levin Tire, earning your trust one day at a time since 1918. Schwartz, Retson & Company, PC, an accounting firm located on East 86th Avenue in Maryville. Horizon Bank. Did you know that Horizon Bank is a top 200 community bank? Is rated by U.S. Banker. Horizon Bank, exceptional service and sensible advice. Christensen Chevrolet on 45th and Indianapolis Boulevard in Highland. Tech Federal Credit Union for a great rate and convenient terms on a vehicle, home, personal, and business loan. It's Tech Federal Credit Union. We also want to give a big thanks out to our corporate partner of East Chicago Central Cardinals basketball, the Foundations of East Chicago, making a difference in people's lives by believing in trust, accountability, honesty, integrity, and responsible stewardship at foundations-e-c.org. Today's game also brought to you in part by Fife Funeral Home on Indianapolis Boulevard in East Chicago. Family-owned and operated since 1898. Attorney Lonnie Randolph on Columbus Drive in East Chicago. Calumet College of St. Joseph's, your university of choice for degrees in forensic science, restoration ecology, exercise and sports sciences, and pre-professional life science on the web at www.ccsj.edu. And by Automasters, an ASC certified repair shop on Calumet Avenue in Hammond. Automasters, we're right in your neighborhood. Special thanks to Trino Cavazos, the athletic director here at East Chicago Central High School, for his hospitality all throughout this sectional week. Thanks go out to the 2 head coaches, Rob Delgado from Lowell and Pete Turkovich from East Chicago Central, for pregame interview accessibility and statistics prior to tonight's ballgame. So for Frank Kilpakowski, along with Ryan Knezovich, this is Mike Knezovich saying so long from the John A. Barato Center on the campus of East Chicago Central High School, where the Cardinals win their first sectional championship in boys basketball since 2008 as they win the ballgame against Lowell tonight, 71-53. We will talk to you live from the Wolves Den in Michigan City next Saturday, March the 12th. Pregame show at 11:30 and tip-off at 12 o'clock as the East Chicago Central Cardinals take on the Crown Point Bulldogs in the regional semifinal. Right here on RRSN.com and Regional Radio Sports, your ticket to the best seat in the house since 1992. God bless America. God bless you all. Have a safe and wonderful evening, everybody. So long from the Barato Center.
God bless.